everyone. Okay, it is almost time. There we go. Hey, right. The alpha is on my computer. My account is flagged for it. Let me put some music on for us to chill to just while we're waiting. Let me know what the volume is like. So, yes, alpha. We're almost there. Let me show you what I can currently see. Actually, hang on. I need to swap this over so I can actually see the game client. It's a professional operation here. But yeah, man, stuff's actually pretty exciting these days. How do I use OBS? You'd think that with my job, I'd actually know how to use OBS, wouldn't you? Fantastic. But anyway, yes, so Alpha's here. Basically, from my understanding, we are not quite there with the servers being live yet. That's the only thing. Now, how can I get this to work? Well, okay, I'll just turn on display capture. All right, so we've got Karanos and Tyrhold, which are our two realms on the alpha. Now, in case you are getting some, some big spooks. Oh, I can hear myself. How have I done this? This is a professional show, honest. Hang on. There we go. Last thing I need to hear is myself again. In case you're getting any humongous spooks, everybody, yes, this is the Shadowlands starting screen, but do not worry. Do not worry. It is in fact 10.0. In fact, there you go. There's the version number. So we're almost there. Now, if the servers don't go up, at least one thing that's going on soon. Hang on, am I echoing? Now we're good. One thing that's going on soon is Mr. GM has got an interview, so we'll do a live react to that if there is not gameplay that we can do. But right now, we're just waiting for these damn servers to turn on. Which, I mean, who knows when that will be, basically. Also, Matt will be joining us soon in Discord, so that'll be fun. Now, time to say hello to chat. See how everyone's going. Ah, dear. Yeah, so... Oh, hang on. Has something broke? Oh, of course, you can't see the version number because of the camera. That's it. The whole thing, everyone. It's an elaborate scheme. This is it. Dragonflight isn't even the next expansion. It's all a goof. But yeah, no, so I've played. I have played. In fact, let me move it. Now, can I do this without breaking everything? Nope. I don't know what that is, but I should not have moved it. How do I move myself? Matt's probably screaming as he sees this. So you want to see the version number? There you go. There's your version number, everyone. I will go back into my corner. So I've been playing the game for 2 days. And I'll tell you what. The Dragonflight is actually... or the writing even is really awesome. That's the one thing I've found. So it just feels good. You get the feeling of speed. Now, I've got a full video up on Dragon Riding that is coming out like in maybe 2 hours. So what I'm going to do there is whenever it's time to live that video, I'll keep the stream on, but I will pause. So you guys can go watch that for like 15-20 minutes. I'll go rest, recuperate. We'll head back in, play some more alpha. Off kilter, yeah, I agree with you. The animations could be tightened up a bit. I think especially when you're moving left and right. There could be, they could just be a bit tighter in that instance. Okay, let me get a Chrome tab going so that I can actually show you guys some stuff. Because while that is a screen that we could look at, we could also go over here. So there's a few things going on with Wowhead. If I just head over to the channel. Hello, YouTube channel. So we do actually have our video up. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. So at least I can kind of like walk you through a few things. Oh, you're going to have to deal with me reacting to me. I know, I mean, man, I do a live gameplay stream and instantly I'm a React Andy to myself. Ah, typical. But yeah, man, dragon riding. Where is the dragon riding? Yes. See this shit? Man, it feels so good. Like there it's going kind of slow, right? But you see when you actually work that speed up, man, it feels really good. The dragon riding just feels awesome. Hey, Cole, thank you for joining as a member. And actually, that's the thing too. I'll be doing more. I'll be doing more here on live gameplay streams. It's fun, man. It's fun. It's good to actually hang out with everybody and play the game properly. It's one of those things, right? We end up so much time making videos and that it's kind of hard to actually find enough time to play the game. So live gameplay streams certainly does solve that problem. Right, the status is I'm in. My account is flagged with alpha. I have the latest alpha build here on my computer, but we can see that the two realms here of Coronos and Tyrhold are both still offline. I've heard from somebody that the servers right now are actually in version like 9 point something. So I don't know, maybe they're patching the servers. Kind of hard to say. Oh, hey, GLG Frogworks, thank you for the donation. How do I tell if you're flagged? Real simple. You just open up your battle.net and it'll be here under game version. Now, just to be like, look, I'll be real with you. Obviously, the first wave, I think it is kind of more streamery types. Now, from what I understand, a good lot of non-streamery YouTube press people do actually get in the initial ones, but it is way smaller. Like, just talking to my Blizzard contacts and stuff like that, yeah, it does start off really small. But that said, there is enough that they can actually do testing. If you want to get alpha access, look, there's only one way to do it, and that is to flag your account. Flag it on battle.net. That is the only way that you can get in. You might see people doing bullshit, right? Trying to trying to pull a fast one on you, but that's all just phishing, scams, bullshit. Nah. Yeah, actually, you're right. Beta basically is the best hope. Yeah, you definitely want to wait for beta. Well, not wait for beta, but beta is when they actually move the waves in. Now, we might actually get a mat in on the stream soon enough. I never get in unless I pre-order, lol. I don't think they do that. I sure as hell hope they don't do that. So, man, this is it. We're just sitting here playing the Reconnect game. That said, there is an interview that Mr. GM did with Ian Hazakostas. That's, I think he's going live with that at 7, according to Twitter. So we'll get to hear some things from the game director. That'll be kind of fun. I can, though, show you a few things over here on Wowhead. So let's take a look at Wowhead. Right, because there have been actually some things. There was a interview with Towley where he was going through some things with the game. So if I was to... Oh, yeah, actually, here's one thing. Man, Temple of the Jade Serpent, I've always thought that was an awesome dungeon. I thought it was pretty damn fun. So it turns out it and the Court of Stars, which I think is another really awesome dungeon, they're actually returning as Mythic Plus. So... the way that they're doing it this time around is Season 1 will have 4 of the Dragonflight dungeons in M+, and then 4 other dungeons. And then Season 2 will be the other 4 Dragonflights plus another 4 dungeons. So that ends up feeling like a bit iffy for Season 1, but overall what it does mean is that Season 1 and Season 2 will have completely separate, layouts, right? Completely separate rosters of dungeons. So I think... it's going to feel iffy, like, not having some of those, some of the new dungeons in Mythic Plus from the first season, but at least it does mean that whenever the new patch comes out, if you're, like, say, patch, 10.1, 10.2, if you're a Mythic Plus player, I mean, hey, at least you're going to get a completely fresh set of M Plus dungeons. I suppose it could maybe help Blizzard just with some tuning and getting the specifics right. Hard to say. Did you have access to other classes? Yeah, a few of them, like Hunter is up with the new talents. All the classes are accessible, but what's really interesting is, is some of the specifics. So they're not actually putting all the classes with the new talents on. So if you log into a warrior, it's just an old warrior, which is certainly a new way of doing it. But actually, they said, let me bring up Blizzard's forum post, because I really like the sound of this. This is something they said to me as well. I think it's in here, yeah. So they basically said, this time they're doing more focused zone testing early on so they can get as much feedback as possible from each phase of the update. So instead of just kind of going, here's a massive build, instead their approach is to just kind of like slowly bring the alpha like out and out and out with more content. And I think they'll be actually locking some zones off. And then, adding the new one in. And that just means they actually get focused testing. Because one of the things that can be really tricky in these tests is... let me check the servers again. Yeah, one of the things that can be tricky in these tests is, like, how the hell do you, actually get good, actionable feedback when everyone is playing everything in the current build and it's just complete chaos? So, I think they're onto a good thing there. Are Dracthyr implemented as anything more than T-posing? Yeah, 100%. You can check out the video that I did. It has some Dracthyr gameplay. But yeah, they're like fully in. They have so many customization options, it's insane. Like, it's fucking bonkers just how customizable Dracthyr are, which is really cool. Their flight feels really good. I'm still not 100% sure on how their Devastation, their DPS spec, on how it like really clicks together. I can at least tell you it's got a load of really cool abilities. So there's that. Okay, so servers still are not online. I imagine they will be soon enough. Of course, like, I've played through a bunch of the content, so it's more that I can now kind of give you the guided tour. So, like, let me know what you want when we actually get on. Okay, so to take a look at some of the other news things that have happened. Yeah, group loot's coming back, everyone. So this is pretty interesting. We saw Ian talk a little bit about this, but hey, would you like to turn Master Looter on? So from Wowhead, Squishy said, you mentioned Master Looter was something you wanted to do, but you were looking for the right implementation. Any update? And he said, yes. I think I would describe it more as group loot than master loot. That's the specific process of a single loot master allocating the drops. That's actually, in some ways, some of the stuff we were looking to move away from back in the day. But moving away from personal to a shared pool of loot, where you can kill a boss, you can work together with 15, 20, 30 people to do it, there's 5 items in the corpse, and you roll for those items, you can pass, you can trade to your friends. That's a world we want to be in again. So it's less going to be like Master Looter, where your GM or whoever, your raid leader, just like does all of the allocation themselves. But instead, you'll be able to, I suppose, need, greed, and pass on loot and trade, which does mean that, I mean, functionally, for a group of people who are just, a team working together like a guild, you'll be able to get what Master Looter is. I think that's just, man, that's fucking great. That's just great. It was pretty sad that the game didn't have that as much. Though, Matt did point out to me that this does kind of open up more GDKP runs. Yeah, there we go. He just typed it in. GDKP plus loot funnels, cat W. And that does mean that with my new return to live gameplay streaming of World of Warcraft, you are all welcome to join me for a loot funnel raid. No, I'm fucking with you. I don't want to do all that bullshit. Okay, right. So, let's hit the button again and see if we get a happy this time. Do we get a happy? No happy. See, we should probably get Matt on the stream soon, too. That's it, Nikki. Weapons for Kafsi. So here's the deal, right? Nikki, he's my guild leader. He edits for us. He's, in fact, edited the 2 videos you're going to see today. But it's just a long-running thing. The poor bastard never gets weapons. It's ridiculous. I remember getting, I think it was a Twilight Devastation, or is it just the Tendril one? I was in 8.3 anyway. I just had these 2 fucking baller weapons, and he was totally fucked. And then I got a marginal upgrade that I didn't really need, and I couldn't even trade it to him. How scundering of an experience. So, yeah. Also, big credit to John and our team. Goes by Sage. He did that awesome intro that you guys saw at the very start of the stream. I mean, man, holy shit. I thought the last one was really cool, and he's really leveled up, so that's sweet. And all of our new stream assets, too. What time is the alpha? No idea. So we were told, like, 9 a.m. California time, and I think from that point, that's when Blizzard's US team actually arrives in work, and then it's just for them to process manually flagging people's accounts, and then, whenever the servers get flicked on. So, it's funny, they may have done a whoopsie last night, so we had this 2-day press event that we were all embargoed for, and I thought, okay, I did 2 videos last night. I thought, great, okay, I've got 2 in the bank. I'll get up early tomorrow morning, and I'll do a whole bunch of shit. It seems that it was really funny, they updated the servers, but they didn't update the client. Or sorry, they updated the client, but they didn't update the servers. That meant that our clients in the press build couldn't access the servers for like the last 12 or whatever hours. But the sly fucker, Mr. GM, in fact, wasn't using battle.net. He was using the raw exe, which meant that it didn't get auto-patched. Genius. So I think he got like another 10 hours in that, which is honestly, yeah, baller move. Baller move. What was that about an NDA? What was that about an NDA? I think there's something about an NDA. Yeah, look, we all signed NDAs, of course. So that is why I was, my lips were sealed. My lips were sealed, the sort of thing. I mean, I never know where the line is for teasing with an NDA. So I always just kind of go like, you know what, working with an external partner, I will just be total giga professional for it and, do that. Do we know anything about the guy that leaked the NDA screenshot? No. I'll say it was very funny to be playing Dragonflight and then just sitting there watching Twitter, watching the internet react to these screenshots. And I can only imagine what it was like at Blizzard, dealing with that. I saw somebody, I think in an MMO Champion post, say that like it got leaked to an Italian Facebook group and like from there it ended up on MMO Champion. But that could just be total bullshit from the internet. Oh, there you go. Dakor saying that they were actually press kit images, not screenshots. Huh, that's really funny. Did people really get debated? That is, oh man, that is hilarious. Let's try to get this back up again. Any alpha? No alpha. But I really want to show you the dragon riding. It is super fun. It really is. Let me just jiggle about with a few settings here. I can't even use a computer good. I'll get Matt on in a sec. We can have a chat about things. Yeah, it was actually because Matt's also played alpha a fair little bit too, which was all very fun. Yeah, so anyway, in terms of things coming up, these servers will be on, I don't know, at some point in time. So we'll get that. And then there's the Mr. GM Ian Hazakosis interview. I think there's a few bits from the Towley Ian Hazakosis interview for us to cover as well. So lots of information. I mean, right off the bat, we have found out that group loot's coming back. I mean, holy shit. Sure, it's not master loot, but if it basically gives us the same thing, and, there we go. Supers are now turned on. Just that they're not. I actually flipped the super switch in the YouTube backend, and the animation played, and then it went back to not being turned on, and now it is turned on. Madness. YouTube UIs are insane. Someday, me and Matt, we might just do like a massive like rant video about what the YouTube backend UI is like. Oh man, okay, let's get Matt in this. Let's get the man in and get our audio balanced before we truly have got to go.
Why, hello.
There's Matt. Okay, now I'll do this so I can hear you. Chat, I'm going to need your help getting Matt to the right volume, okay?
Yes.
So, Matt, you're in desktop volume?
Yes, I'm in desktop.
Yes. Okay. Let me know, everyone. Is he too loud? Is he too quiet? What's the crack? Louder! We need more Matt.
Okay, well, I guess I'll talk at a reasonable volume for a little bit, and then I'll do some...
Well, I've bumped you up to 200%.
Sweet, absolutely.
Blow my ears off, daddy, says Xanathay. So, there you go.
I'm not real, I'm just in your head, unfortunately.
Louder. They need more. Okay, I guess I could head into the Windows audio mixer.
Might be a Discord volume bump or something. Or...
Though I know that me heading into the audio mixer midstream, man, that's playing with fire.
Okay, I'm now at a slight whisper, apparently. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll bump my audio here.
I think I've now got Super Matt. You're at 200% and I have boosted Discord.
Okay, hello. Yeah, I would test myself, but I can't because I'm talking. Or no, you're talking to me through Discord, so I can't check here as well.
Right, so maybe I turn this Discord up? Okay, Matt, do some speak.
Hello, I am speaking now. Hello, chat. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, this is interesting, but yeah. Yeah, I've upped the gain a little bit on my side, so we should be getting there, right?
That's it. Plug your mic in fully. No, we're still quiet, man.
Excellent.
People are saying like we need 800%. Oh wait, no, that's the problem though. No, dude, I'm a fucking boob, my man. I had desktop audio all the way down here. So now I've put desktop audio up. I think we might have Gigamat.
I'll be very quiet and drop my gain because I heard myself clipping there.
Do we have Gigamat or do we have normal Matt?
A little
Is
bit.
that? Oh, it's good, Matt. Okay, wow, success. Sadly, you know, of all the things in streaming, audio levels are the fucking thing that gives me like, infinitely the anxiety. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
guess what, everyone? It's, man, still not up. Better, but you can lower a little. Okay, I can just lower the user volume for Matt. Okay, right. Let's take a look at live stream final boss. Man, totally. Audio's a bitch. Okay. So we're still waiting for Dragonflight. But now, I mean, man, I'm a streamer now. Man, this is incredible. This like new range of creative opportunities that are open to us. We can read Reddit posts. We can react to videos. We can react to ourselves. We can get stuck in a quantum loop with Josh Strife Hayes. It's a whole new world, man. It's terrifying.
Does anyone have any particularly strong questions we could answer while we kind of kill time here?
Nikki Glasgow says, tidy your room. Uh-oh.
Of course.
I mean, I am very aware that every time he comes into this office, I'm fucking judged. No, in order to protect me and Matt's actual mental sanity, as soon as all this is over, we are going to do the greatest clean of this office that has ever been fucking attempted. It will be beautiful. Can you stay in your visage form while in combat, says Alejandro. No, my man, you cannot. That's because the Dracthyr is like completely reliant on actually being a Dracthyr with a tail and all that shit. So that should be a no. Right, how do you feel about the Evoker class on single target? Man, it's so weird because you've got the red path and the blue path, all right? Now, the red path is more you... So you got Living Flame, which is like you're just one of your main fillers, right? So you're firing that off, and it can proc almost like a Rain of Fire thingy. But then you can spec that so that it puts a dot on your target, such that you can actually maintain 3 stacks of that dot on 2 different targets, and then use Pyre, which is one of your essence spenders, to then kind of like try to maintain the dot from your big fire breath. And that ends up actually getting like a pretty engaging little gameplay flow. But right now, I don't have a perfect feel for how it actually clicks together yet, is what I will say. So I definitely want to get that soon. Not to say that it hasn't clicked for me I guess, yeah, it literally just hasn't clicked for me yet. I think I'd say that in a decently normal way, though. I'll see. Certainly, for like one-off video or one-off like abilities, really awesome. Like the Essence Blast or whatever it's called. Like your empowered abilities, those are the ones that you hold your button down for. Those feel really great. The big like fire, like, you know, you flap up and you fly across while breathing fire, like that's fucking awesome. So they feel cool. And I mean, Matt, what do you think about the healer? You seem to be really glowing about it.
It's hard to tell unless I actually take it into instance content, which there was none in the alpha at the moment. But in terms of like what you can actually do with the whole bronze aspect is very much based around like time and a little bit. So you've got stuff like stasis where you can bank your own spell. You've got echo, which duplicates spell like healing spells and all of its effects. So there's like, they definitely took, because I think healing gameplay isn't the best, but healer class design is generally some of the best in like World of Warcraft compared to like DPS and tanks. And they've definitely went, what niche do we not have filled? And I guess it's sad for anyone who wants the like Chronomancer mage, because that's kind of a little bit of what the Evoker does, and it's really fun to play with. Like a lot of that's on paper, to be fair, as opposed to actually, you know, seeing what it's like. But there's some definite problems with like essence and like resources and some stuff, like how Living Flame is really expensive and Azure Strike's kind of expensive for a filler. But generally, it's like I'm looking at it going, I genuinely can't wait to give this a try, and that's kind of weird for me considering like the recent Holy Paladin changes kind of boofed me off that class to play Druid instead. So I'm looking forward to it. Actually, like I'm annoyed how much I want to play it.
Yeah, the fantasy's there, and you know what? Even just being able to soar your 5-minute racial, that's so fucking cool. You can just use Dragonflight anywhere, and it goes so fast. I think actually, Matt, I think it was data mined at one point that it's like 980% speed. It's like what it can max out at. I don't know if that's dragon riding or just the Dracthyr soar ability, but certainly I did a little test, and I'll tease a video I'll tease it, and you're going to see this video later, but I decided to go from one end of Stormwind to the other. One, in my Dracthyr, using their racial ability that is basically just Dragonflight, and the other one in my Flying Mount. And suffice to say, there was a very large speed difference between the two. Love your apartment. Thank you. It is in fact not my apartment, but it does have very similar colors to my apartment because I painted my bedroom with this exact paint, and then I came in here. I'm like, what the fuck do I do for this room? I'm like, oh, I know. I'll paint it that way. So when I wake up in the morning, I see exactly the same room as I come into work. But it's nice in here. It's nice. I like, I like the grays. I like the rich blues. It's good shit. Hello, Cryptic Fox. Yes, alpha access. Well, access, no. No access yet. The servers aren't online, but the account is flagged, so it shouldn't be too long. I'm thinking, Matt, in a few minutes, we're going to have Mr. GM's Ian Has a Costas interview.
Which is absolutely live, 100%.
So we should see if any friggin' spicy, let me get this up. Only thing, I don't have Twitch Prime, though. I should really get to it. Does Twitch Prime remove ads?
No, you have to pay.
Why the fuck do you?
You pay for Turbo. Prime's just for free subs. Subs doesn't. Or
and then Turbo takes
no.
ads away.
Sorry, yes.
Channel wide.
Yes, Prime takes away specifically. Yeah. Sorry, a sub does, not Prime a sub. Yeah. Turns out basing your entire thing around ad revenue makes for a terrible, terrible experience. Haha. Please.
Do you know what's awesome?
Yep.
I just realized. You know the Beppis?
Yeah.
I actually just typed in Beppis. So here's one of our member emotes called Beppis. Don't worry, it's Beppis. It's got nothing to do with Pepsi. Now with what's being created in the new intro, like you got such a good look at the Beppis. Or the Bepsi. Is it Beppis or is it Pepsi? I've completely forgotten. Beppis. Hog. Beppis. Though, you know, we're not big Beppis boys. Honestly, it's because drinking carbonated shit when you're streaming is a fucking bad move, man.
Yep. It sure is. That thing's you kind of don't really realize until you stop doing it. You're like, oh shit, actually, yeah, it actually does kind of mess with your breathing control and stuff when you're trying to speak.
Yeah.
But it's tasty, so.
Oh, there. So look at this, Dalton. He has replaced my biceps with Beppis's. That is incredibly powerful. Actually, you know what? Some of our little member badges, I think those are Shadowlands themed. So we should probably retheme some of those. It's actually really cool. The longer you're a membership on a channel on YouTube, you can get like, we can basically give you like, based on how many months, like a different little icon. It's a fun little thing. Okay, so I think that Mr. Dan is going to turn it on soon. We will get to see
first raiders.
What
the ion cannon himself.
Big. I was about to say big ion cannon. Fucking hell. Oh.
Brain link too strong.
That's actually the problem. Me and Matt basically hang out so much I feel like we don't even need to have conversations anymore. We can just imagine the conversations.
That's what I do when I'm not in the office. Oh,
fuck. Oh, thank you, Praise the Sun, for the $5 donation. Hey, there's a lot more content coming. There really is, and we've increased the team. Actually, I'll use this as an opportunity to give a shout out to our man. So a shout out to Laced, who I'm happy to say, as of like a week ago, he's now with us 3 days a week on the editing side. He's got awesome skills, makes really awesome stuff. He's going to supercharge what we're doing for videos. So honestly, it's like between the sponsors, the patrons, the donations and stuff, it's actually letting us build shit. And I mean, honestly, a lot of our staff time is kind of on special projects right now. So Jared is working on a video. I'd say it's kind of like historical. It's a little bit almost like Defunctland, if you know that channel. It's like one of our points of inspiration. So that's like one sort of awesome type of... Yeah, it's such a cool topic that he's got lined up. We've got really big plans in the lore space as well, like really big plans. There's a video we made, and you guys, no one's seen it outside of us. We made it like a year ago, and it is like one of the best videos we've ever made. And it's like a proof of concept, and we are now trying to like get the team all sorted out so we can actually execute in that. So I really appreciate the support. Also, thank you to Mugsy Skins and Flamshreen for joining as members. And here we go. It is. Ian has a ghostess. Let's turn the music down.
Yeah, it's my first time interviewing you, so it's pretty exciting. I think I've done Morgan and Brian Halinka, so
okay.
I'm moving up in the world. So yeah, I got a couple questions. Got a lot of questions.
We good in volume, guys?
Mostly Dragonflight, some general stuff.
Tiny
as well,
bit up and down.
But yeah,
this is already full.
For me, and this is something that a lot of people.
I guess just system audio
really
up.
Is, what's the kind of general gameplay rotation outside of like Mythic Plus and raiding and PvP in Dragonflight?
So I think a lot of that's going to depend on your playstyle and what types of content you enjoy.
Okay, this is something I really want to know.
The lesson that we've learned from Shadowlands and that we tried to help guide our developments of Eternity's End and Zereth Mortis that we're carrying forward into Dragonflight is avoiding stuff that starts to get seen as a chore. You know, the daily, weekly routine, the checklist, the stuff that you have to do whether you like it or not in order to stay relevant or competitive in the content
background's too hard to
prefer,
do.
if that's your playstyle. And so what we have, I mean, loose and hand-wavy, I could say almost 4 Zereth Mortises. 4 separate zones that each have their own renown progression, some traits and perks that you can
Okay, that sounds
to be
pretty
more
awesome.
effective in exploring and fighting within those zones. Cosmetics.
All right, here's the deal. Let's go, and Matt, I think we should maybe do the interview later.
Oh, the server's up.
Here we are. Want to make a Dracthyr, everyone? Okay, right. How are we on volume? And once I've got that worked out, we are going to make a Dracthyr. And I'll become a React Andy later on. So, volume. Let me know the volume, and then we can indeed go. Think we're good?
Be 20% down.
That good? Volume fine, volume good. Turn game down 20%, you donkey. Cheers. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Are we good? Nice volume. Okay. Well, good timing. Oh, hang on. Social contract. Gotta accept that, everyone, or else we'll get banned. Okay, let's make a new character. Let's make a Dracthyr. Is there a way where I can maybe turn this up for myself? Just so that I can actually hear the game. And then I will head in here and I'll turn it down for you guys. Okay, that should be good. Right. Here we go, everybody. This is a Dracthyr. And what you're going to find is they really do have so many options. It's insane. Wait, it's actually silent? Hang on, Matt, how are we for volume?
Still there.
So, do you think that's okay?
Maybe a little bit up. Maybe a little bit up.
Desktop or me?
Desktop. Just a tiny bit.
There?
Should be fine.
It's great. Okay, right. Yeah, people are saying it's fine. So, here's Dracthyr. Right, I'm going to go in. So, these do feel... Oh, look at this, right? Are you sure? You'll miss the tutorial if you proceed. You got to type in advanced. So, there you go. That's a typing of the dead like test. I mean, a lot of streamers would fail this off the bat. Okay, Dracthyr. Skin color. We have got many different skin colors. So, look, if you want to be a sparkle dragon from DeviantArt, have at it. Have at it, my man. But there are many different options. I think, you know, if I was going to be an edgy capital G gamer, gotta have a black dragon. He's going to look all edgy. So, there you go. Do that from a skin color. You've then got your accent color. So, this is pretty sweet. This is basically like, do you want to be all of your main color, or do you want to like fade that in? Make Spyro. At some point I should really do that. So I'm going to go with strong. Then you got your accent color. So one of the things I think is really interesting about this, and I'm sure the artists at Blizzard are very aware of this and think it's kind of funny, the more that you give people tools, the more they have the ability to make an Oblivion character. Like, totally. Okay. Faces. We've only got 3 faces, but don't worry, because what really matters for them is the snout. So you do have these like little facial changes. I'm going to go with 1, but where you really get a lot is snout, where we can kind of go through these, and I think these really do... these just like, I mean, come on, it changes the shape of your face, right? So you can get like lots of different vibes on this, which I think is pretty damn cool. It's kind of like lots of different types of like draconic fantasies are inhabited by this, and you'll really see that soon. So, oh yeah, by the way, right, just because I know you want to see this. So, remember everybody saw this dude and thought, hey, hit the gym, bro. Well, there, they have actually hit the gym, so there you go. You can get big, strong boys. Right, so let's continue our customization then of this guy. Horns. 20 different horns. I mean, even no horns. So if you want to kind of look like more serpentine or something, you can totally do that. Right, so let's move through. We got swept horns, and of course there's horn jewelry as well. I'm just going to turn the horn jewelry off so you can actually see the base horns. Okay, so we've got all of these different types of horns. It's pretty damn cool. Pretty used to horns in this game playing Draenei. Remember for the longest time we had the Lightforged Draenei, and they just didn't have the horn options that the newer Draenei did. It was a pretty sad situation. Anyway, so many different horns. And by the way, look at all of these tabs. Look at all of these goddamn tabs. There is so much shit you can do here. Okay, so you know what? Scythe. That's pretty edgy. Okay, let's be edgy. Horn color. We can just do whatever we want for those. I could even go completely... Actually, that's not even completely insane. That kind of works. Does that work? You know what? Let's go with it. I can change it at the barbershop later anyway. And then, of course, we've got our horn jewelry. I'm going to put the guard on. Now, change the color of our jewelry. I think some more options would be nice there. For our ears, then. So this is really cool. Here's my ear. You can see, though, you can have none. You can have an ear, a different type of ear, a little wing thing, a fin, a long fin. I really like the long fin. I think it's super flowy. You can then have spikes, though, because, hey, it's a Warcraft game. And actually, gotta say, when all your spikes are kind of going like that, that's pretty sweet. So, I think I'm going to go with the long fin, but there's a few other of those. So I'm going to go with the long fin. Then you've got your crest, which is kind of this one up the back. Like, there's so much. They've really added, like, everything they can here. So, whenever you see Blizzard say there's, like, fucking 85 million Googleplexes, okay, maybe not that much, of, like, different customization options. Whoa, you can even go for scales if you want hair. Crazy. I mean, they're not messing around. I mean, you try multiplying all this shit together, right? It's a lot of stuff. Okay, brow, then. We can do stuff for our brow, clean. We can actually have additional horns. I think I'm going to go for thorns because I really like this kind of like blue. I just like the way the blue feels. And then for our throat, because hey, even more customizations. Why the hell not? This guy's like, he's kind of a funny mix between things, but yeah, he'll do. Okay, eyesight. You can be, you know, sighted in one eye or neither eyes. I'm going to go with both. Different eye color options, of course, for all the different vibes of Dracthyr you want. You can go with red if you just want big contrast, I suppose. You can have a slit, cross, or a glow. I'm going to go for the slit. Then you've got your face patterns. So this kind of like smoky effect. And that can even go up to your shoulder. I'm going to turn it off for now. There's also then face markings, which you can see on my guy. I think I'll maybe go for that one. Now, the markings color you can then change as well, right? So, honestly, I don't really know what color would, like, go super well here. And that's one of the things. I mean, if you send artists at this, they know how colors work. They know what a color wheel is. But us normies, well, that's going to be a different issue. And of course, you can get like different markings across the body as well. I don't want to overcomplicate this guy, so I'll set it to nothing. And then there's also these body patterns too. Oh, by the way, there's also torso spikes. If you want those, I'm going to turn them on. And leg spikes. They can get a lot. Okay, next. Armor. So they don't wear armor. They do not wear armor. They basically, like, they don't wear in-game armor. Instead, the armor's just done via the class customization. To be honest, I think a lot of these are kind of goofy, like the crown, the visor, and this one. I mean, especially from the side, I think they look kind of daft. I do like this one, though. It's a bit odd with your ears, but like from the front, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to turn it off, though. Now, if I head in here, I think it's the traditional breechcloth and waist. I think that's just lovely. The kind of, just the appearance of that fabric, I think that is super satisfying. I could then give him some thighs. So, let's go for those. And of course, you can change the color of the armor. If it's going though, there are shoulder options, should you want those. Also chest options. Maybe go with traditional, you can sort of see it all flows together. You can add a breastplate on top of that, but I choose not to. Then we have got upper arms. So I don't know if they're going to add more here. I think more would be nice. But hey, I mean, man, there's a lot you can do. Then we can change the color of all of this stuff between all these different ones. So that's very Blood Elf looking, isn't it? We can change those around. I might just go with this one because it's a bit more, maybe this, because it's just more low-key and understated. So I think I'll do that. But certainly, like, hey, if you want to be Spyro and have crazy contrasty colors, that is a thing you can do. But I'll just do that. What else? Oh yeah, the tail. So you can have a bear tail. You can have different types of tail. You can have a flail tail. You can have a fin tail. I think, to be honest, I'm going to have to go with the flail. I think the flail is pretty cool. Actually, the flail kind of inherits... Yeah, it inherits your bone color. That kind of makes sense. So that's pretty sweet. Right, tail ridge. You can also change... See the little ridge there? Right now it's a fin. I think I'm going to make it spikes. So I know that this is like a little bit messy, but hey, it'll do. Now, oh boy, can you, with the amount of options here, basically the randomizer is going to look insane because there are so many options that you can use. So what I'm going to do is basically strip one of these way down. So I'm going to just put everything onto none, and then we can slowly build our character up. I think that's the best way to do it. So no headdress, no nothing, no scale markings, no goatee, keep his eyesight. Yeah. Oh, chest strap? That's kind of neat. Okay. So there's your skin colors being represented there. So lots of options. Like sort of different complexions and things. You then like look at the hair. So there's loads of different hairs. A bunch of different faces as well. I'll just leave that in the default one. So we've got 21 different hairs. Some of them look goofy. Some of them are pretty damn cool though. And certainly if you want to have like... Well, you can like have highlight colors too. So I don't really know what to do. I guess, you know, I could just go simple. So you got your hair color, then you got your highlight as well. And I think this effect is just really cool. Like, you know, just from a distance, it looks pretty sweet. I'm thinking if my Dracthyr form is kind of bluish, should probably keep blue there. Now, other things. Horns. Oh, wait, that's hair, not horns. Where are my horns? Yeah, horns. So we can add horns on as well. So it's kind of funny with the Dracthyr. Like, I think that their concept art probably comes off like a little bit better than they do themselves. Just a tad. That's too many colors, I think. It's just one of those things with like so many options that it's kind of hard to get them right, I suppose. As I said, it's like the Oblivion effect. You can get different headdresses though if you want jewelry. Different scale patterns across as well. Different scale markings. Which, I don't know, I just feel they look a bit crusty just a little bit gnarly. But that said, like, obviously with the aura in FF14, like, those are pretty loved, and they definitely have crusty bits. Oh yeah, eyebrows. By the way, if you were thinking, hey, this looks weird, I can't put my finger on it, you can turn eyebrows on, don't worry. So I'll just give him some medium eyebrows. Also, a mustache. It's funny how every mustache in Warcraft just looks like a porno mustache. So, you know, you can look truly preposterous. Beards. We've also got beards. I think the full beard looks a bit funny with the face shape, to be honest. I can't put my finger on it. But I'll go with just a little goatee. Why not have a goatee? Then, of course, we've got the eyesight options. We've got the color. We've got, you know, our different sort of LV sort of ear types. Different earrings as well. Well, only 2 different noses right now. So you can see there's definitely lots of ways to take them. But, oh yeah, also the body things, you can turn those off. I know a lot of people don't like the body scales. To be honest, I don't really love the body scales much either. I guess these ones are always there. Then underclothes. You know, you can have briefs. You can have boxers. You can have a top if you want. And you can have a chest strap for items, I guess. Now, let's see if my name has been taken. Let's make this guy... Yo! We've been wrecked. Bellular. Track. There. You can't take that from me, you bastard. Let's log in. So, time to show you some cool shit, everyone. Nah, the chest strap is for kinks. Yep, totally. Ah, now here's John coming in with some biting analysis. What do you think of this, Matt? Not every bottom is a Dracthyr, but every Dracthyr is a bottom. Is that true?
It was until they got body type 4. I think
there
that
you go.
changes it.
No, what if body type 4 is just a power bottom, though? You know?
I mean, yeah, with the small head and the tiny neck, I could totally see that, but it's hard to know. People have, let's say, interesting tastes.
Yeah. It's okay. You can always come to our stream for all of the sexual analysis of all content. Okay. Oh yeah, visage. There. Now I am my true self. I think I should start off by showing you something cool, though. Oh yeah, you can use that as like a knockback. That's pretty sweet. Man, where are my frames? Where have my frames ran away to? Okay, well that person had a bit of a zoom. So, I think we need to turn these... I know what's happened. Everyone has loaded into the trade district. Let's just see. AA's turned off. It's so sad. This is a 165 hertz monitor, so, man, it should be able to do this shit. Of course, RTX on. You can't do that if you really want. If you're completely mad. Target FPS, I don't find that actually does anything. And to be honest, this menu is... His menu's pretty whack, to be honest. It definitely looks very funky. But that's okay. I think things will probably be fine when we go somewhere else. Okay, we got a solid 60. That's all we need for the stream. So here's my dude. Now, I'm going to show you dragon riding without even going to the Isles.
Don't press soar. Someone just
What?
said in chat it's getting people stuck in a permanent DC loop, so...
Okay.
We'll off.
If you want to see Soar, you better check out the video we're going to publish soon. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh, hey, this comes with 3 of those mounts. Interesting. Well, I think if we're going to be setting our UI up, we should probably do that in the Dragon Isles. I think that's only fair. So I'm going to take you to the Dragon Isles now. You know, one of the handy things about me actually getting, you know, the earlier access to this, I can certainly give you the guided tour. I've kind of... Whoa, there's a lot of people logging in. This couldn't all just be streamers. So I imagine it's plenty of people. Alright. Take me away, Questatorin. Into the Isles. Ah, Dylan. No, I did not publish that video. So I published one video, but the next one is the one we're talking about. So... one thing that I've learned is I need to pick this up, and I need to do this quest. Once I've done this quest, I will be able to port back here. Trisor looks cool. Unfortunately, Alexander, it seems to be getting people in DC loop, but what I can do, some Dragonflight. Look at this shit! I'm flying around. There's physics. And let me tell you, it actually does feel really good. And it gets you around dead fast, too. And one of the fun things, like, with the Dracthyr soar ability, I want to start doing some testing to compare, the levels of speed. So let me do this quest. Hello, Drenai. And now just to go to Camp Antonitis, which is just over here. So somebody said doesn't look like a new UI. Not yet. So they do have new unit frames coming and a whole bunch of other changes. What is new, though, is edit mode. You just do this, basically get bartender. Also, quick keybind mode. You can keybind just like you're using elf, which, I mean, for a lot of people, won't matter because they'll use elf anyway. But for a lot of other people who don't use add-ons, it just works out of the box. Oh, nice. Did Laced get in? Sweet. I think Nikki just spotted him. Press M for the map. Here it is. This is the Azure span. The best way that I would describe this is Pan Northrend. And also, look at this. I think... Do you want me to check out the hourglass icon? It's something that's kind of neat. So I'll do the hourglass icon. I'll pick this up first. And let me talk to this NPC.
How are you?
Okay, quest done. Alright. So some plot is happening. We'll do the plot stuff later. So I want to go to this because I want to show you some dragon riding stuff. Where are you? So this is Bronze Timekeeper. This Bronze Timekeeper lets us do some dragon riding. So I'm going to do the advanced course. This is a time trial. Okay. So let's go up. I probably want to go through the little speed boost. Whoa! That definitely got me going fast. So you see the way I'm sort of shimmering blue? I'm not shimmering blue anymore. When you're shimmering blue, you regain the blue bar that you can see at the bottom of my screen. And that gives you vigor. And vigor is basically just the resource that you spend when you are using your actual dragon riding. Oh, I just missed a vigor pickup. There's like little vigor pickups as you go through this. Oh! Way, this has got some tighter turns. So you can see, like, I'm just able to go super fast. I can't remember what the macro is to check how fast you are going with the games like, oh, I am wasting so much vigor. So you can see in this time trial, it is very easy to not be optimal. Whoa. But so here, like, now obviously because I'm getting all these little vigor pop-ups, or little power-up thingies, oh, I almost missed that, I can just fly, like, uphill. You normally cannot do, like, just straight uphill dragon riding, of course. Because it is more like an enhanced glide. But that just gives you, like, an example of, like, when you're going really fast. And it just, honestly, it feels great. The controls are really good. And this mouse has ran out of battery. So, Matt, we may need a USB cable.
I'll be done with you in a second.
There we go. We've got our man in the field. Till then, I can just use the thing in my mouse, though. So this is what a talent tree looks like, and I can spec this out with you. So yeah, the dragon riding is really fun. Is it like Guild Wars 2 or better? I'm not super sure. Yeah, my mouse ran out of vigor, totally. But it does feel really good. Feels like you're going fast. It is super satisfying. I think it's just, it's a really solid feature. So that is totally good stuff. And like what matters is the gameplay being fun. So from where I am now, I'll actually give you a pretty decent example. But like, verticality matters. So when you get to the top of a big hill, you really feel that in the gameplay. Because then you know that your dragon riding can carry you way, 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 way further. Like maybe to the other end of the map. Like the next thing I'm going to do is show you a bunch of the Kalawak, or the Tuskar dudes. And I can just go straight there, super, super quick with flight. Hello, sir.
Do you have a USB-A slot?
I do indeed. Yeah,
Will
we
this
are.
slot provide any power?
We are almost in business.
That's not bad. There you go.
We're in business, everyone.
Beautiful job.
Hello, Matt.
Yes, hello.
Let's see. He's just off camera.
Hello.
There he is. Do a barrel roll. Not unlocked yet.
Oh yeah, you have to unlock your abilities, of course.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the Tuskar because we fucking love Tuskar. Everyone loves Tuskar, right? So I've got 3 vigor. So let's go up, and let's go up again. And now that we're high, we can get some of the old momentum. And soon I'm going to be shimmering blue. And you can see now the level of speed that I've got is really high. And now I'm going fast. And I guess it's just really... Honestly, this is like one of my favorite features. It feels so good. It solves so many of the game's problems. Because it's not like OP in the way that having no-clip flying is. You still appreciate the world. You're still playing... You're playing with the world's geometry. Right? Because you need to think about it. I mean, in this case, it's easy mode because I am just straight up flying downhill. But it means, like, you're still thinking about the world. The world is still the main character, which is very important for a design pillar. But you don't have the annoyance that sometimes does indeed come from being on a ground mount. Like, if you want to hop over a group of mobs, you can do that super easy and super quick with this system. And that feels really good. So you're basically always slowly descending, but like, I've got a bunch of speed built up, so I could kind of spend my speed to get a little bit higher, and then, you know, sort of flap down again. And now I can take us into a Kalawak village. And because I was able to do all that, I actually regained some vigor. So I can actually really keep this flight going for, yeah, for quite some time indeed. So now we got a bunch of Kalawak. You know what? They're cool. I like them. It's just nice seeing, you know, Wrath of the Lich King era stuff, but just kind of, I guess, done with the, you know, the higher production values, I suppose. Yeah, it's just like, man, it's really cozy, I would say. Oxy says they're actually putting gameplay in the game. Yeah, crazy, right? Now, there is a turtle here, and I know the turtle will take you somewhere else, but I don't know if that will get me booted out. Also, otter. Sorry, an Ottook. Very cute. So yeah, this place is giving big Northrend vibes, which I think is super strong. Show the world map. Yeah, here it is. There's the Isles. So we've got the Azurspan here. It's the 3rd zone. I think Waking Shores is the first you go to. Then Onoran Plains, then Azurspan, then Thaldraszus. Maybe. Now, don't know where it is yet, though. They have not placed it in the world. I mean, canonically, it should be somewhere around here. But, I mean, it wasn't super canon. Anyway, it was more just known about from, like, the game's development history. So, don't really know where, and we know where it's actually going to pop up. Now, if I was to show you some Dracthyr gameplay, I think that would make sense, but this is going to take a minute. I'm actually, you know what? It'll be easier for me to go back to Stormwind. It'll be easier for me to go back to Stormwind and maybe just, like, go to the Exodar or something. So I can just find a combat, like a target dummy. And we can start sort of testing things a bit more thoroughly. Because I do want to actually show you how Dracthyr plays. What classes are playable? Everything, but a whole bunch of them just do not have their updates. Now, if I can go fast enough here, I'll actually be able to go out of bounds and maybe show you a zone you're not supposed to see. Can the Dracthyr fight without transform? Nah. It wouldn't work with their animations. And, like, their abilities, like their tail swipe. Like, you kind of need a tail to do the tail swipe, right? Yeah, they just wouldn't really make that much sense. So I think I've been a bit silly because I actually can't even get to that other zone. So you know what? I am just going to hearth back to the trade district. Then I can take you through the talents. We can actually set this character up. Because quite a lot going on in the talents. And what I'm going to do, though, is I am going to take you through the talents decently slowly so that you can actually sort of come to, you know, get to grips with them. So I'm here. Now, hopefully, this character... Yeah, great. It does have the teleport back. So I'm fairly sure if I head over to the... yeah, if I head over here, it's probably going to be utterly bunged with players. So that might be a pretty bad place for us to do our testing. Yeah, I think my frame rate issue says it all. Let's go to another target dummy. Now the question is, where are the target dummies? Where are... I'll assume that they're decently updated. Let's just go to Darnassus, which is a bit of a silly thing to say, given what they fucking did to Darnassus. Yeah, Darnassus's ones are pretty nice, I find. Right, yeah. So there'll be plenty to show off here. Oh man, there's so much to do in this alpha. Actually, I really hope Sora doesn't get stuck in a DC loop, because there's a bunch of cool things I want to show you with the Sora ability. Now, oh yeah, this is a teleport to Valdrakken, which is the new hub city, but you cannot go there yet. Does lore make any sense? We have been thrown straight in to... we've been thrown straight into... You know, I'll just do Paralysis, fuck it. We've been thrown straight into the third zone, so I don't know yet. Oh yeah, the Darnassus portal's at the docks. What am I on about? Anyway, we can do Paralysis. Maybe there's just not that many people testing there. Oh. This isn't Paralysis. This is Stormwind Keep. I don't think it worked. Do we get another bag slot? Yep, look at that. You get an extra bag slot. Now, funny enough, it doesn't actually work. Hello, Matt.
Yeah, the bag slot is there. It doesn't work. Now, they did say... I think it was in the Wohead interview, they said that they were going to look at inventory space for profession stuff. They said that at some point, so maybe that's planned, maybe it's kind of not. But you could also show them the combined bag interface option while you're there. So they are
Oh, yeah. How do you turn that on again?
It's in the interface settings.
Oh, get ready for some fucking gore. This is so hard to use. It's definitely work in progress, so I'm not really judging them for it. Combined bag. It'll be somewhere in this horrible, unwieldy, extremely long menu. I'm overwhelmed. Do you remember where it is, Matt?
In key bindings, beside autolit, maybe.
In key bindings?
Yeah.
What? That's insane.
Maybe not. I forget.
No, autolit's there.
Oh, there's a search at the top right, though. I didn't even spot that.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, hey. Right, having a search there solves so many issues. Look at this, everyone. Bam. Don't need bag on anymore. I mean, it does have more features, so you probably do want it, but hey, pretty nice. No, I know I can go to the Old Town for the dummies, but they are totally bugged right now. So all you guys would hear is other people's spell effects, and we'd have like 3 frames a second.
I've just got an update saying that the bag slot is intended for the new reagent bags only, which is a new type of bag. Interesting. That's from Blizzard's
New
post.
reagent bags.
Yeah, first we are excited to introduce a new type of bag, the reagent bag. Reagent bag can only hold reagents, following the same rules for what can go in the reagent bank. What's particularly special is that they have their own new dedicated bag slot. So yeah, there you go.
So that's different to profession bags then.
Yeah, I guess profession bags are being largely deprecated since we haven't seen a new one in about, like 5 expansions.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Man, am I actually just being ported back to Stormwind everywhere that I try to go? Is the port... Oh, I think you're super quiet again somehow, Matt.
Oh, because you
Noted.
moved desktop audio down.
In that case, I will specifically move you up in the mixer.
Yes, sir.
How the... Oh, I need to talk to Sora Dormy, don't I? Oh. Why did you do this, Blizzard? Why did you kill our tree? Okay, we now have louder Matt.
That's a dangerous thing to have.
There's the Dormy. That's it. Look at man, all the fucking vicious, brutal damage you could do. Okay, so I'll talk to her, and we will start Dracthyring.
King's honor, friend.
Yes.
Light bless you.
Now, could you make this just be canon Sidormi, please? Isn't that how you do it? And then suddenly Teldrassil is not fucked. Oh, look at that, everyone. It's the game back when it was good. And fucking Afrosabi didn't take it out the back and fuck it to death. Ah, piece of shit.
Bit of a TOS statement there, but hard to disagree.
Class testing will begin soon. Oh no, I am fatigued. So I wonder what else? What else? We've got a new mini-map. It's very minimal right now. I like the style of it, but yeah, all flying looks so slow. Yeah, actually, hang on though. What flight does this character have? Where are you, flight skill? Oh my god. This is the fastest possible speed. And like this feels like fucking sludge compared to Dragonflight or dragon riding. So yeah, man, there you go. Dragon riding, it is the business. Can you believe they burnt this place down?
Yep.
Can you fucking
100%.
guys, can you fucking believe they did this? Can you believe that this doesn't exist anymore? What the fuck? Where's my target dummies? Oh, yes. Okay. Excellent. It's Dracthyr time. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, yeah, look at this, right? So this is Landslide. Conjure a path of shifting stone towards the target direction, rooting enemies for 30 seconds. This is just your big root, right? And this is how cool your root looks. Like, what the fuck, man? Really cool. I mean, other things. Oh, yeah. So this is your movement ability, Hover, right? Look at this shit. So it boosts you forward, and then you can cast while moving. So you can do that, and then while you're moving, you can cast.
Sorry, shamans, you're now completely irrelevant.
Yep,
Good
get
luck
fucked,
with that
shamans.
one.
And you can get 2 stacks of that, which is
Yeah.
madness.
2 charges on a 35-second cooldown, which means it's pretty much substantially better than Spirit Walker's Grace. I think maybe it lasts a bit shorter, but it's more useful in general combat. But it does come with the unfortunate downside that it doesn't work for empowered abilities, which I think will feel very strange.
Yeah, here's an empowered. So it's got pretty cool sound effects. So the more you hold that down, in this case, the more its damage over time will be. So if you're just quickly fighting a single target, you'll always have the same upfront damage, but your, the dot component, will be different. So maybe you just want to do it quite short. But certainly, like, if you're, imagine an M+, you just do that, and just bam, you've just blammed everybody with a fire breath, and that'll feel pretty damn good. Here's Disintegrate, it's another essence spender. So kind of like a big beam thing. Very interesting that I don't have combat text. That's an alpha bug, I'm fairly sure. I experienced that a little while ago. But let's get this character... Oh, wait. I need to use Deep Breath. Are you ready for this shit? Rip critters. Now, there's a talent that you can then... Basically means you can use this again when it's finished casting, and you return right back to your start position. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, the fun thing about that is actually that you have Deep Breath. That's not a DPS ability, that's a class general ability, so you always have that, even if you're a healer. But the healer gets its own version as an end cap talent, which is called Dragonflight, and it also works with the tap to your button to return. So you can actually do that, but also healing differently and kind of teleport around the place. Which is
Oh, neat. So I guess one thing I can do, and this is what's good about the new UI, I can go to edit mode, I can, click in one of these bars, quick keybind mode. And now I can just quickly keybind everything. So, you can use the escape key to unassign them. And
remember, that's a feature in Shadowlands.
Oh, the quick keybind?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if it was 9.0, it might have been 9.1 or something. But same with the mouse over by default stuff, that was like mid Shadowlands.
Huh. Well, there you go. So let me set these up.
And yeah, you can add more bars. You can add, at the minute, like this is a very, very early version. Most of the stuff's not actually in. At the minute, you can add I think you can add all the normal bars you usually can. So you've got bar 1, 2, 3, and then 2 on the right. I think that's it limited for now. Maybe there's a 6th, and you can kind of move them around freely and change if they're vertical or horizontal. So it's kind of like Bartender, very light at the minute. So
Yeah, I think it's just yet to be seen like how far they're actually going to go with it. Let's just turn on a third action bar. I've hit edit mode. There it is. Yeah, cool. Not that I really need it. So I'm going to slowly build this up. Right, Devastation. I actually have no Devastation abilities yet. If I go to just Evoker, I can get my Fire Breath, which I'll put in my mouse button. I've got Deep Breath, which I will put Shift that. Of course, this is great. I'm going to use different keybinds to what I did in the previous alpha, so I'm just going to completely confuse myself into oblivion. So here we have a new ability. It's called Emerald Blossom. It's like a spec-wide ability. So clicking this basically throws a bulb down, and after 2 seconds, it heals up to 3 allies for a bunch. So that's just pretty handy to be able to drop all the time. We also have Blessing of the Bronze. This is like this is pretty cool. Weave the Threads of Time, reducing the cooldown reducing the cooldown of a major movement ability for all party and raid members by 15% for an hour. So more movement abilities with that. Pretty neat. They also have Return for rezzing people. And with that said, I think it's time for us to start building our talents out. So the first thing I want to show you is just a tiny bit of combat with our very base out of the box stuff. So right now I have Fire Breath. This will do upfront damage, hits up to 5 targets, and the longer you hold it in, the more damage it will do over more time. So yeah, do that. You can see this new targeting UI. And there you go, using the target dummy. I then have Living Flame. So this is just a single target damage, but if you cast it on yourself, it's a heal. We then have Azure Strike, which basically is it's almost like a 2-target, like an Ice Lance kind of thing that you can just fire off. But there's a lot of talents that change it up and add in more interactions. And then this is Essence here, so that just generates over time. I can spend it doing a Disintegrate. This does a bunch of damage, and I believe it also slows the enemy movement speed. With that said, let's actually build this spec. So, yeah, first up, Pyre. Now, Pyre costs 3 Essence. I think it costs 2 once you get another talent. And then I'm going to get Ruby Essence Burst and Azure Essence Burst. So these mean that my 1 and my 2, my Living Flame and Azure Strike, have a 20% chance and 15% chance to cause an Essence Burst, which makes my next Essence costing ability free. Cost no Essence. So it's a pretty standard mechanic in the game. So, yeah, I mean, Pyre is pretty neat. So you throw that and it does an explosion. But it then has a chance, I think in one of the talents, Volatility, 30% chance to flare up and then explode again on a nearby target. Which, I mean, it's 30%, so we're, might take us a little while to actually get one of those. So that, imagine in an AoE situation, you'll just be, putting a bunch of Pyres in. Need to work out with the target cap or how that works, for Pyre. Anyway, so let's just get 20% more damage for Disintegrate. Then I'm going to get this, Dance Energy. Pyre's essence cost is reduced by 1. So that will now mean I can use a Pyre. You can see the way that it bounced again. So you can imagine some crazy stuff happening in AoE with Pyre. So I think that could end up being just one of those abilities that, makes your entire screen light up like a Christmas tree. So then we move into Ruby Affinity, which is just more damage for your red spells. I'm going to get Dragon Rage. This is your main class cooldown. Basically, whenever you use it... hang on. I need to actually apply my changes. Whenever you use this, you will immediately cast 3 Pyres at enemies, and then you will get an Essence Burst 100% of the time with your other ability. So if I was to do this... So I fired off 3 Pyres, and it bounced about, and now I'm getting free... I can use my Instant Azure Strike, proc an Essence Burst, and in this case, I could just dump a bunch of Disintegrates, or maybe if I'm in an AoE situation, I could dump a whole bunch of Pyres. And, yeah, it would work like that. So, there's some basics. Now, let's advance things a bit. So this is a new type of node, these octagonal ones. These are choice nodes. So I can have an Engulfing Blaze, which means my Living Flame That will deal 40% increased damage and healing, but its cast time is 0.5 seconds longer. Then there's Ruby Embers. This basically adds a dot component that also is a hot if you do it in allies, and it stacks up to 3 times. So that's 2 very different gameplay options. I'll go with the dot for now. We then move into Firestorm. So this is basically like a little explosion thingy, and with this talent down here, your Living Flame can proc it for free. So I'm going to keep on building the tree out, though. So Cascading Power, Essence Burst has a 10% chance not to be consumed, so that just means you can really go blasting. Caligula, thank you for the $10 donation. Don't worry about not being able to stay for the rest of the stream. These will be up in the VODs as well. But yeah, thank you, and I really do hope to be doing so much more, sort of streaming content that's actually on gameplay. So thank you. Okay, so Cascading Power. Font of Magic, your empowered spell's maximum level is increased by 1. So now, if I look at my Fire Burst... Oh, I do not want to cast you. If I look at this, it now has a 4th level that deals 9,000 damage over 16 seconds. So for this, I mean, you can really charge that bad boy up. Like that. Now, there's another ability that synergizes with that really well, which I'll get to soon enough. So at this point, right, I want to keep on moving, but look at this. I need to spend 5 more talents. So we could go and let's have our main CD last a bit longer. That sounds good. Empower spells reach their maximum level 20% faster. Sounds good to me. There are other ones down here, like Deep Breath's damage is increased by 10%. That's like the big Fire Breath. Pretty awesome, so let's get some of that. And then Essence Burst stacks 2 times. Being able to have 2 stacks of that, I think is pretty great, so I'll go for that too. Randy Savage, thank you for joining as a member. You get access to things such as Beppis. It's the sheer power of this stream. We have Beppis in the intro. We have Beppis in the chat. Delicious. And I actually don't even have a Beppis on me right now. Sad. So I could like move into Azure Affinity if I wanted to focus more on my blue spells, which would be Azure Strike and Disintegrate. Now, I think Disintegrate is going to end up being more important in a like single target context, so maybe I won't go for that. YN... Hey, look at that. Wow. Y1NJ has been a member for 12 months. Fuck, awesome, man. Thank you.
That's a year. Holy shit.
That is a year. Man, the years sure do flow. So here's another one. Power Swell. Empower spells increase your essence regeneration rate by 50% for 2 seconds per empower level, so that's pretty damn nice. That would, I suppose, that would make you want to spread out your Fire Breath, and then this one here, Eternity Surge, which is your other essence or empowered ability. So that's kind of an interesting one. But to get to Eternity Surge, I would need to go through Azure Affinity, which to show you it, I'm going to do that now. So I can then go for Snapfire. This means that my my Living Flame can give me an instant Firestorm. So I'll show you what Firestorm is now. I'll show you what Eternity Surge is. So Firestorm, where's the little PvP? Where's the little creeps? I can't find him. I could do it in these critters, though. So, yeah, Firestorm. Oh, did I not set up those keybinds? I didn't set those keybinds up. Thankfully, that's really quick and easy to do, though. So I click here. Quick mode. Shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. All right. So this looks like this. So it kind of summons this thing. This will just fire around and start like blasting dudes down. So that's all pretty fun. Oh, wow. More people have joined up. Danny, thank you for joining as a member. Same for Richard Dobson. Bongo the Man. Good to have you. And hey, there's Zero. Man, I need to make my monitor scaling bigger. Zero has been a member for 12 months. Holy shit, says, I hope they release Warlock talent soon. Same. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of interesting talk around Warlocks lately, so I think they definitely want to see what's up, just given like even the Destro situation, recently with the nerfs. So I think they want to be taken care of. I mean, they have been super powerful, but people maybe there was a whole drama about them being nerfed. Anyhow, so this here, Firestorm. If I just keep on spamming Living Flames, eventually I'm going to proc a free instant one, and you can see I've got a dot rolling there. So if you actually want to do like some mild multi-dotting, you can do that. And here it is, so that's procced. And bam, I can fire off that. I've got a bunch of Essence Blasts or Essence Surges that I've kind of wasted. And I've also capped on my Essence there. So, you know, you could see when you're throwing a bunch of those pyres down, I mean, man, you are certainly going to be doing a lot of AoE DPS. Hey, Arden, thank you for joining me as a member. Let's take us through, though. Through some of this. So we've got Feed the Flames. Pyre reduces the remaining cooldown of Fire Breath by 2 seconds. I think you can see how in an AoE situation, that's something you're going to really want. And, okay, let's go for Burnout, which means my Fire Breath reduces the cast time of Living Flame by 8% for 8 seconds, which does feel a bit better. And now a funny situation where I'm going to have to go out of a turn. Yeah, I'll show you Eternity Surge, and I'll talent out of it. So Eternity Surge is another empowered ability. If I was to use it here, you basically charge up, and it does that. So pretty awesome. It would feel better if my combat text was appearing, that's for sure. Hey, Zondrax, the Scholar, thank you for joining. That's Eternity Surge. Now that damages currently up to 4 enemies, but there is a talent in here that, yeah, Eternity Surge and Azure Strike hits twice as many targets. So if you're going, basically there's like a red AoE build, there's a blue AoE build, and then there's kind of like a more single target way of weaving all that stuff together, I suppose. So it's one of those things where I'm not super sure how it's going to end up being built, to be honest. But hey, we'll get there. And of course, I'm only level 65, so I think I do get 3 more points in this talent tree. That'll be enough for me to go for Ever-Burning Flame, and then maybe like just, you know, some more stuff around here. I mean, certainly Heat Wave, Fire Breath does 20% more damage over time. You would definitely want to get Heat Wave if you're then going for Ever-Burning Flame, because that will mean that your Pyre and your Living Flame will extend the duration of your Fire Breath damage over time, so you can keep that rolling for longer. And if you're getting that up on multiple targets, it's going to feel good. Now, I've only done the right-hand side of my talents. I also have the left-hand side. Okay, so we got Landslide, which is, just to remind you, I'll drag that in my bar and, fuck it, we'll put it here. So this is a route that, you know, bam, get fucked, dear. I feel kind of bad. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's keep on going. So, Obsidian Scales, reinforce your scales, just gives you a bunch of armor, so want that to live longer. Disintegrate, channels faster, landslides, cooldowns reduced, and it can withstand more damage before breaking. That's going to be a pretty damn good time, maybe if you're trying to root people in M+. Essence regenerates faster. Maybe you want that. I mean, some of these don't feel particularly optional, to be honest. Quell is basically just your interrupt, so I'll put that there for now. We've got Recall. Now, this is cool. This is what Recall does. Now, you're going to be a total bastard if you're using this in PvP, to be honest. So, if I do... This is actually awkward. I need a rebind so that I can strafe in this character. Right, so if I do this... Okay. Because of that talent, I can then pop back to my original location. So you're just going to be zooping all around the map. Because not only that, but, you know, I can then glide away. And if you want something that's truly fucked, you can talent into having 2 charges of glide. So that's crazy. Like, your mobility is just humongous. What else? Obsidian Bulwark. Do I want that? Hey, Don Evergarden left a super chat. Thank you for all your WoW content over the years. I was curious what class you and your team will be maining in Dragonflight. Oh, Don, that's kind of tricky. I definitely want to try Dracthyr because Soar is really cool. And I would do Soar for you right now, but apparently it's putting people in a DC loop. You know, Hunter's always what I used to main, but I've just never really enjoyed Hunter since like the BFA MM rework. So I'm not sure. I might continue as Frostmage, but definitely I'm going to be rolling a Dracthyr. So I think that. What about you, Matt? How are you feeling for classes?
It's hard to say until I get a look at the monk talents. It's like, I definitely decided fuck it, I'm kind of tired of being a healer. I'll DPS for a change and everyone can fucking move around me. But it's like, there's so few DPS that really stick with me, and I'm kind of worried about talents at the minute. So it's like, I want to play Feral Druid, but I really don't like the tree. It's like, here's
Oh yeah,
here's
it's rough.
what you had in Shadowlands, but the tree is kind of whack, and it's well. What's the analogy you used? A deconstructed sandwich.
Yeah.
And then I come in and said it's like they've taken a sandwich for a lot of kind of classes in the talent build so far, and they've went, okay, here's your sandwich. That's your Shadowlands build with all your legendaries, your Covenant ability and stuff. We're going to deconstruct that, but then we're going to take away your bread and give you smaller bread so you can fit less in, and you have to build it yourself. So that's the kind of vibe I'm getting a lot. So I mean, it's kind of awkward because I'll likely just, knowing me, I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll play Resto Druid again, or maybe if Holy Paladin feels a bit better or something. But I want to play Mistweaver, and I quite want to play the Evoker Healer Preservation because it does feel like, at least on paper, there's so much good about it that kind of makes me actually enjoy the minute-to-minute gameplay. But I really, basically, I haven't got a clue at the minute. Haven't got a clue.
I've just found some totally whack shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Peggy, thank you for the $10 sticker. Hey, that's a really cute animation. Well done, YouTube. Hey, thank you. Right, this is whack. This is crazy. So I've made it so that my hover has a movement speed increase of 70% for the first 4 seconds, and it lasts 4 seconds longer. Are you ready for some fucking mobility? I did it wrong. I pressed the button, but I wasn't using a movement key. Okay, put a pin in that. I'll get back to it as soon as it's off CD. So, kind of going through this, I mean, magic damage, that seems useful. Blast Furnace, Fire Breath, instant damage increased, that seems useful. What else? Ancient Flame, probably don't need that. Oh, tip the scales. Compress time to make your next empowered spell cast instantly at its max empower level. So, I mean, with that, right, I could just, hit this, and then just, oh, wrong button. Like, bam, there's just an instant, fully powered, fiery dude. Okay, are you ready for something insane? You ready for some goddamn ability? Okay. Zoop! And now I'm just moving so fast. And you know what's really crazy? I think you can actually get 2 stacks of this. Wait, you can, right, Matt?
2 stacks of hover?
Yeah. Yeah, 2 stacks of hover. That's madness. That's
Also,
madness.
For if you're a healer, you also have an ability on an 18-second cooldown affected by haste called Rescue, which is basically, and I can't remember the name of it, but the Sage ability in FF where you dash to your Icarus, where you dash to your ally, but you also heal them, and that becomes part of your healing rotation. And on the right side of the tree, like the class tree there's Fly With Me, where you can basically target an ally, press this button and pick a location. You'll go to your ally, pick them up, and bring them to that location once a minute, and you can talent it for the 30% max HP shield, which is, let's say, busted. Busted.
Yeah, I mean, not busted, but speaking of power, so, my Deep Breath, it now stuns people for 3 seconds, and I have Time Spiral. Bend time, allowing you and your allies to cast their major movement ability once in the next 10 seconds, even if it's on cooldown. Do you want just super aspect of the Fox?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, where I was just immediately thinking, okay, well, this means, you've got, in case he's listening, I'm not actually talking about you, Luke, but a DK who's like, I don't have Death's Advance up, I can't move, I'm going to die. You can either give them more Death's Advance, like regularly with Blessing of the Bronze, so they're more likely to have it up. You can Time Spiral them so they can actually do it themselves and run out, or you can Fly With Me to bring them over with you. Or you can use Zephyr, because Zephyr is 20% avoidance and 30% move speed for like 6 to 8 seconds or something. It's like, what if here's Stampeding Roar and Devotion Aura, or Aura Mastery Devotion Aura on one button. Power creep, haha.
So someone said there, what's the cooldown for Deep Breath? So just to remind you on stream, if you don't remember what Deep Breath is, look at this. This will do a bunch of damage and stun people for 3 seconds, and with one talent, I can teleport back to my original spot. So that is on a 2-minute cooldown. However, with this end cap talent, Fire Breath and Eternity Surge reduce the remaining cooldown of Deep Breath and Dragon Rage by 1 second per empower level. So if you're casting those at like a 4 empower, then that's 4 seconds of cast. Okay, so my Hearthstone is up. We've done some class testing. Let's go back to the Trade District and then head into the Dragon Isles and do some shit. Soon though, Matt, we do have a video to publish. How do you think we should do it?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to be very, very good, then you would take yourself a little bit of a break and funnel everyone over to the video.
think that would make
Because-
sense soon, and
Yeah.
then maybe I'll come back in 20 minutes and we can hop into the Isles
Yeah,
properly.
is
But
that
I'll pop in
are you
here.
ready to go up?
Are you in the back end of the channel?
I am, dude.
Well, I guess if you take a quick look at that, just so we don't, blow the stream up or anything. Oh man, I have my keybinds make no sense. What I
I mean, your
will do
keybinds
though.
on live don't make any sense either. So.
So if I do those, okay, and let's take a look at some of the dragon riding mounts. So we have got the Velocidrake, more prehistoric looking dude. So we got him. Look at his goofy run. We have got the renewed Proto-Drake. Let me on. And I think... Is that the only one we have right now? Oh, no. Wow. There's actually a change in this build. We can take a look. So, yeah, you can get a Proto-Drake, of course, if you want that. And then also, I can... Oh, the cliffside doesn't work? Oh, no, it does. Oh, is this like a wyvern, dude? Oh, yeah. Wait, is that a wyvern? I don't want to get it wrong because then the dragon fans will kill me. You know
Yeah,
what
it
people
looks
are
like
like
one,
with
yeah.
dragons. Yeah, it looks like a wyvern. All right,
It's
cool.
called the Wilderdrake, so it's probably like a proto-wyvern.
Yeah. So, of course, if you want to see some Dragonflight happen, zoom. Zoom. Now we've got some speed. And now I can get some speed back. And soon this will turn blue. Wow. Oh, hello, frame rate. Now that this is blue, I'm regenerating my vigor. Whenever that bar fills up, I will get some more vigor back. So maybe if I just try to keep this level of speed up so that I can get another... Oh, shit. Boys, we've lost our speed. We've lost our speed. Please. Okay. And I mean, you can just sort of see like... Oh, have I fucked it? I've almost fucked it. Can I reach my quest? Hey, we've just made it there. So that's Dragonflight. It's
just
or
witnessed
dragon
was-
riding.
Yeah,
It's very
what you
fun.
just witnessed was gameplay, and that's something World of Warcraft hasn't had in quite some time.
Yeah, dude. That's what it's like. It actually feels fun running around using one of these dudes. Like, you're flying, man. You've never flown in World of Warcraft before. Like, you literally have. But you flew, in WoW, you fly in the same way that you're in Counter-Strike in some map that allows for no-clip, and you turn no-clip on, and, you're just a dot. You're just a floating dot. You can move wherever you want, do whatever you want. But with the dragon riding, like, it feels fucking awesome. But what's really good is that it is so damn fast compared to a 310. Oh, where's Asmongold? Where is he? What's his character called? Apparently,
Check the chat if
apparently,
he waved.
the man is here. Apparently, the man is here. Well, hello somewhere. Hello somewhere, Zach. So yeah, man, fucking, it's so cool. And I really want to start doing some, like, speed tests, right? Like, I want to, I guess I wish I could do dragon riding in the rest of the world, because I'd love to say, travel from the Netherwing Ledge to Shatrath City on a 310 flying mount, that versus dragon riding. And you fucking can't right now. So Blizzard, I implore you, you're onto such a win with dragon riding. Please let us use it in the rest of the game. It is so cool. Please. I would actively use this instead of using my flying mount purely because it's fun. So that's that. Now, oh yeah, you can as a Dracthyr, but the thing is the Dracthyr doesn't actually generate the resources. Matt, do you think I'm safe to use Soar?
I wouldn't risk it. The damage of just sorry you can't log in is a bit too great.
Yeah, see, if I did that, I have to remake the character, and that would really fuck our stream. So, one thing I should do, though, is I should log in and out again so I save my keybinds. And because I'm an ancient old man, I tend to do that using the /camp command. Oh, yeah, no, Soar works in the... Oh, wait, so Soar works in the Dragon Isles, but it gets you DC'd if you use it in Stormwind? Is that what's up?
Ah, that is fantastic. Fantastic news.
Hopefully that... Oh, he's making a bald dragon. That's cool. Hey, Dakota, thanks for the $2 sticker. That's it. Yeah, everyone who uses /camp, right, band together.
All two of you.
All two of us, yeah. So Anthony here says, will Dracthyr be able to fly on their own as a mount similar to the Worgen's running wild ability? I'm afraid not. So they can do it on a 5-minute cooldown, but they can't use it by default all the time, unfortunately. Why /camp? Because it's kind of like setting up camp in a way. So this place is pretty cool. Basically, I'll tell you the deal, right? Where are they? Yeah, here we go. So you see all these angry drakes? These are like the primal elementalists. And they're basically kind of like opposing the more Titan-aligned dragon people. So, yeah, they're not a fan of us and Kelagos. They're not a fan of the Kirin Tor. A lot of the narrative context we just literally do not have right now, though.
Well, we don't have a lot of the narrative context, but there have been very naughty people doing some data mining, and they found some interesting things.
Okay.
Such as we may in fact have, and this is literally pure speculation based on the name of like 2 cutscene names that are literally just character names, but there might have a little bit of actual genuine character drama happen.
What?
Based on who is involved in and who likes the dragons a little bit more.
Who do we think?
Well, I think it was Keyboard Turn found something called Rathion Alexstrasza Argument.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we'd been led to expect that by Blizzard.
Yeah.
So here's an example. Like, I just used all my vigor to get up pretty high. But you can see even with that, like, that's pretty damn handy for traversal. And now I've been able to get high enough that I messed up the angle, so now I'm not generating vigor. But at least I can soar, a decent amount of time. So you can see, like, you know that bit of Grizzly Hills where it gets really icy? I mean, that's what this feels like. Look at this. Is that a Snowhide Shaman? What are you? Oh, it's a Gnoll. It's a Gnoll that has clearly went in and killed a bunch of Tuskar, and we are not fans of that. So I can fight this dude. Hang on a second. Do these guys have more health than they did in the press build? I wish.
I think you're doing less damage.
Oh, I don't have gear and shit. Yeah. Now this doesn't make much sense to use in this context, but man, it's just cool. It's just fucking cool. And finish him off with a beam. One thing you can do that's kind of handy in just like regular single target is you can fire up a living flame and then instantly go into a disintegrate, and you just get this like humongous burst of damage, which is pretty cool. Hey, Dakota, thank you for joining as a member. Also, Itoki, thank you for sending a $10. Oh man, that super sticker is really cute. And Richard as well. Oh hey, look at that. In a super chat, you can actually use custom emotes. We have a custom emote of Matt. I think that's the #1 reason to be a member, to be honest. Oh, I'm nearly dead.
Living flame yourself. That's actually one thing that's interesting. Yeah, living
so handy.
flame is actually a heal as well on a target, kind of like Holy Shock. Well, I mean,
And there's a talent that means
that
that if you use Living Flame in yourself, it will get a 40% increased cast speed the next time, so you can just soup yourself up. But yeah, Richard in his super said, give us match-made PvP dragon racing. Dude, I would be totally down for that. That would be so cool. Blizz, come on, you got to do it. Now, they do have little time trials. Do I automatically transform back after combat? I don't know. Did I just do that?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I hope there's a way to toggle that, because I think some people would, they'd like to just be their Dracthyr all the time.
Well, I guess it depends, I guess, on what way you start combat. Right?
Yeah.
You can test that out. So you go and turn on Visage Fight and then whatever.
Yeah. So, man, this feels like Azeroth. Did you get going around the Isles much, Matt?
Not very much. I ended up just kind of flicking through talents and staring at the preservation talent tree for about 4 or 5 hours. Which is great. But yeah, no, I haven't actually. Outside of doing the first handful of quests, which were, I mean, they're quests. Like, there's not really much a whole plan to the intro quest, but yeah.
Yeah, like the one thing that I felt, I suppose, is that it feels like Azeroth again. And I guess a lot of that is, like, it is kind of memberries, but I think it's okay to be a bit fan servicey. Like, it's okay to actually give your fans what they want. Hey, Ripple, thanks for the $5 sticker.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? It's like people actually want fan service, but they don't want fan service that feels like fan service. They want to feel like it's genuine and like honest and like, hey, we made this because it's cool. We hope you find it cool, as opposed to we made this because we've heard you find it cool. That's like the kind of difference that
Yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to get right.
Hey, Cornell, thanks for the $3. What are the talent trees like? I mean, honestly, mixed bag, but it is early. I think there's a lot of promise in the system long term. I think that's how I'd say it. I mean, man, even just like this speed is so fast.
Yeah,
Like
that's
surely
the-
this is way faster than a normal flying mount.
Yeah, that's the first thing I realized. It's like if you are going around the beginning of the expansion like this, and I don't even mean like you'll get faster later. I mean versus running around the Shadowlands on your ground mount. This
Oh,
is
dude, night and
completely
day.
insane for how good it feels, especially because of how vigor regeneration works. Where it's like, if you haven't mounted in a while, you'll just get it like back over time. So you can like finish a bunch of quests without like in one zone or in one area, or even just kind of walk away for a couple minutes to get a drink. You come back and then you can just make your way across the zone in no time.
Matt, I'm going to do it.
So
So I can soar. Here I go. I'm flying as a Dracthyr. But then I can use Skyward Ascent once, which flaps me even further. And I can use the little speed boost thingy as well. So this is just what all Dracthyr have on a 5-minute cooldown. And here you can see, like, I was in a pretty vertical place in this zone. And now, I mean, I can really just race down pretty damn far and get there really quick.
yeah, they're very much the zones. At least the Azure Span so far has at least been designed with kind of not verticality consistently, like it's 1,000 needles, but like the whole zone has a slope to it with a couple peaks and bumps. So you can make a substantial amount of way across the zone from a number of small areas. And it's really like, it feels well designed. Obviously I haven't played around with it too much, but it feels good.
Yeah, this zone feels lovely, and like even there, I was able to use soar, and like now I've got some more, I've got some more verticality, so it's just kind of like off to the races again, really.
Yeah, it's
Like-
that thing where if instead of having to climb manually, you can soar to climb and then dragon right away. Nuts.
Yeah. Whoa, hello frame rate. This is interesting. I'm getting worse frames in this build. Maybe it's because I'm streaming and recording at the same time.
It is your GPU's being over leveraged to use NVENC for recording.
Ah, there you go. Maybe we just need to get a more. Maybe we need to get one of those like decked out streamer computers.
We do need a stream PC as opposed
Main
to
gear, give us a
Windows.
PC for the small sum of £1 million.
Should've
Is that
done
how
with
it
a
works?
GPU. Think so.
Now that we're streamers, is that what we do?
Yeah, you just kind of go, hello, company, give us stuff. Thank you. Works. That's what I've seen.
Razer, get us a chair now!
Yeah. Honestly, I've been kind of thinking that. I'd just be like, I just email Logitech and be like, I will literally, I will shill your gear on stream as long as I don't have to say your software's good, because it's a fucking nightmare. Just give me more G502s, because I...
You go
Yeah,
through,
yeah,
you or maybe the office fucking sock gnome goes through a lot of G403s.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, where have they all went? Now I'm back to the Kalawak place.
Or you have to berate your audience for not giving you money too. That's
Oh,
I
no.
think that's a step too far, maybe.
That was stream.
Maybe.
Oh no. Oh, this place is so nice. I just want to live here. And
It looks a
splat.
bit cold, to be honest, but yeah.
I can't. I like the cold.
That's
Yeah, got
really
like a
cool.
little funeral boat. The lighting's just really nice and warm. Yeah, there's no music in alpha. Music will really just like add to all this. And color palette wise, like this, just some of this stuff, like it's kind of like what Borean Tundra was trying to go for in some places, and they've just fucking nailed it here. It's so gorgeous. And even just like if you want to do a quick hop, as soon as I say the colors are nice, I go into a dark, gloomy, spooky place. Typical. You're fighting me, place. And
Just
back
more
we go.
proof that you can have really strong atmosphere with muted colors.
Big true. Oh yeah, I've seen a few of these around, and I do not know what they are. So that sure is something.
There's a lore video.
There you go, yeah.
It could be the actually just go die. Could be a resurrection shrine.
Oh, yeah, it's probably a
Just
graveyard. Oh yeah, whenever you die, you do get a full flying mount, which, I mean,
Oh, nice.
You would expect, given that you're flying around on your Dragonflight. Now, actually, I'm going to show you an example here. This is where Dragonflight is not particularly useful. So I only have 1 vigor. Oh, look how far I can go. So, you know, doing this uphill, it's just, you know, you're barking up the wrong tree. Unless you maybe have 2 or 3 vigor, and you can go up really, really high, to, you know, just to get that altitude to take you where you want to go. Now, I did notice one thing, right? There's like 3 vigor bars here, or 3 little, you know, dudes. Looks like there's room for 6. Now, with 6 vigor, like, you're going really far. Also, look at this statue. Dope statue. Just like the world. I mean, man, these colors, it's so rich. And, you know, man, this is something me and Matt have ended up doing recently is actually increasing our saturation and, like, playing around with our gamma settings in game. And, you know, doing that to, like, just kind of make the colors pop a bit more. I really just find the color palette in here is just beautiful. And they're not pussying out with the colors either. Like, there's enough saturation that it makes my eye happy, I suppose. As for when this is coming out, look, all we know is before December 31st this year. I mean, certainly this world is beautiful. We have to see, you know, where they are in development for the other things, but I think the world is pretty damn strong.
Yeah, we might actually know. Well, not know. We might have some vague sort of idea, because there was a leaker who'd been leaking stuff from back in the Legion days, said that the last they had heard, the plan was early November, so that would be the idea for like pre-patch probably. So, but I mean that makes sense for December anyway, because they definitely wouldn't want to release in December, because that has the whole pushback thing going on of having to bump the raid back. So I imagine November, and that's just like all, you know, basically I don't know how many expansions have launched in November. But.
Joaquin wants to see the map. Here it is. Look, so I know what you probably want to see is where the hell the Dragon Isles actually is. Tough shit, my man. Nothing yet. I assume somewhere around where my mouse is now. Perhaps. I mean, it would make sense. Now, it is kind of weird, because this is something that totally credit to you, Matt, for picking it up. The Dragon Isles is obviously a different island to Kalimdor pre-sundering.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's got to be like almost a little bit out of the blast radius in a way. Oh, that's a stinky poop Salisbury. Donated $2. Thank you.
What an audio clip that is.
What a name. That's it. Matt, so I'm going to notch your volume up just a little smidge. And also, have you seen the Gnoll war map? What's that? I know there's a bunch of Gnolls fighting Tuskar, but I don't know what the war map is. How is the video? Is the video good to go?
Good to go. Yeah, it's all good to go.
Do you think... Right, okay, Trat, here's the deal. We have a video to go live, and I want to put it live today. So how about I put the video live, and in 20 minutes' time, after I put it live, I come back and we continue the stream. In that 20 minutes, I can make a cup of tea, and me and Matt can kind of work out what other things we would like to show you. Does that seem like a reasonable plan? We can kind of get some of our thoughts together and just see sort of some cool things that we could do. So in that case, how do I do this? How do I do this, Matt? I have to find the video.
Sounds chat saying it sounds pretty good.
All right. Well,
That's
hey,
a
if you guys think it sounds good, could you send the video live, my man? And I will.
Yes, I will, and I will link it. Just 1 second. I just wanted to get one person said something. I can't remember where it was. Oh yeah, it was Cassio Dawson saying the colors there bring some Kingdoms of Amalur vibes, and that's exactly what I was like. I didn't realize it, but it's exactly like the opening forest has a lot of those darker kind of colors. It's very nice. But yes, so that video is now live, and it is linked in chat.
Okay, so I will say back at
2040.
20.40 BST. And here, guys, I'm a streamer because I just put a fucking notepad up.
Oh, you didn't use the nice BR back screen we made for you. It's fine.
Abby, see this way, right? If people wander onto the stream,
Yeah.
they will in fact have visual proof
Yeah,
that we
move it
are
beside
indeed
the-
in the Lands of Shadow. So here is my request, everybody. What I'd like you to do, if it does not mess you up too much, open up a new tab, check out this video, and me and Matt will be back in 20 minutes. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Here is our video on the new dragon riding system. So don't worry, I'm taking a break, but you don't have to. Open a new tab, check out that video, and there will be a whole bunch for you to watch, and we'll be back super shortly. Okay, see you soon. Right, away I go to meet Matt. Goodbye.
See you in a bit.
back somewhat early. But don't worry, I won't do anything important till that video's over. Also, hello, Chad. Yes, we're going to fix the stream now. Oh, okay. I've yielded my mouse to Matt. The mouse is gone. Hang on. I'll just go to the bottom of chat just so I can respond to people over here.
Also, I'm not actually hiding from you. It is just the DPI on his monitor resolution makes it so hard to read. I actually have to be over here.
Wait, what video? Oh, no, it's what I said. There's a new video on the channel, so... There was new... No, there is a new video.
Yep.
The notification may have just taken a minute, but it is there.
I should not have done that. That was the wrong whoopsie.
Oh, the wrong whoopsie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just all using display.
Streaming exists.
Ah, neat. Yeah, we're just flipping the camera so it actually looks like I'm looking at the game, because right now it's flipped the wrong direction. Oh, yeah, no, of course, no, I wasn't going to play it. Basically, if I play it here instead of people actually going and watching it, then it totally fucks the video's beginning. Because you're basically reacting to your own content, and then that kills the first, like, 10, 20 minutes performance in YouTube. And then, yeah, YouTube gets sad and you get no views.
Everyone's directions are wrong.
Huh?
Left is right and right is left.
Yes, now when I look at the game, I'm actually looking at the game.
Also, this isn't going to work, is it?
What are these maps people are talking about? Knoll War maps. War of the Shifting Sands? War of the Shifting... What? That's crazy. There we go. We're just doing a few little tweaks to the stream before I properly hop back into it. Oh, man's trying to get alignment. Sweaty business.
Pixel perfect or bust?
That looks pretty good.
Yep. If I press this.
Bam! We fixed.
Goodbye, chat.
And he's gone. Matt's gone. We've lost Matt. All right. So, very interesting looking at the stats and stuff. I keep on hearing all this stuff about how streamers don't feel like they can go and take a piss. Because of the way that it works. But anyway, there you go. Matt's gone. Matt's gone. And start the break early, or stop the break early, because we have in fact lost half of our viewers. Pog, as they say. All right, so get rid of that. Goodbye, you. Apparently there's something on MMO Champion. Oh, wow, my bookmark for MMO Champion is Warlords of Draenor in-game cinematics. That's odd. Pee in a bottle, that's it. Do we need streamer catheters so that people like don't lose half their half their chat when they go to the bathroom? New maps. Oh, okay. What are these? Because there's data mining to look at too, everyone. There's data mining to look at. So these maps. What's this Knoll War thing? Yo, that... I see what you mean. Okay. A map for the War of the Shifting Sands. Is that our new raid? That certainly looks like our new raid. Honor and Plains. Thaldraszus. The Great Sea. Kunlai Summit? They've made a change to the Vale? Some time bullshit? Interesting. Interesting. A new Stormwind, or a new Elwyn Forest. That's also kind of what... A new island? Another new island that I don't recognize? Huh. Well, that's kind of fascinating. Wait, the Bones of Galakron are in Silithus? Check the map names. There are not any map names in this. Like, do Wowhead have it, but labeled? That's kind of interesting. Oh, here's a known issue, SOAR disconnect. Okay, so if you actually use SOAR in Stormwind.org, you can be disconnected. Doesn't seem to happen in the new zone. All right, that's great to have the official word from Blizz. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything new about maps here? Oh yeah, this is this is something that's pretty cool, right? So like primarily, I think they're doing this for like an inclusivity update. So pronouns and that kind of thing, like choosing your voice. But Matt was actually pointing out that this means that you are not going to be called Maw Walker. All the time, because you can just be called like he or, they or she or whatever. So that's actually pretty good. Did I mention? Yeah. So look at this. While clearly a matter of personalization, it's interesting inclusion, and historically, the use of pronouns in reference to players is generally avoided by the game, even when it comes to NPCs and quest dialogue. Player characters are most often addressed either directly or through some sort of honorific. Champion! Remember, champion! Mawwalker! Along with, hero or some other generic thing rather than a direct pronoun. So if they, and then of course what I would point out, this can be considered impersonal because you walk over to Jaina and Jaina's like, Maw Walker. When you're like, Jaina, we've been through the shit. Why are you not calling me like he? Because you know me. So that's actually going to be pretty damn good for, I think for immersion, because it's really immersion breaking just being called Maw Walker or being called champion all the time, when a character could just refer to you as like, he, when like that's who you are because like you know that character. So that's very interesting about those new maps that were data mined. Okay, look at this. We've got a group interview with Ian Hazakostas. Release date, Power Infusion raid party buffs. Okay, so did he say anything on... Okay, so for talents... Because I don't want to just sort of sit here having to break down a whole bunch of stuff. But okay, let's talk about the testing timeline. Because I know plenty of people have been a little bit worried about testing. So let's see what Ian's response has been. So you're targeting the end of 2022. How comfortable are you about that right now? Do you think it's enough time for testing iteration? Ian says, I think we're feeling comfortable. We wouldn't have announced it if it wasn't the case, especially after the delay of Shadowlands a couple of years ago. I've definitely heard and seen concerns in the community. Oh, it is too soon. Is it going to be rough? And I can understand solely looking at alpha and beta timelines how that might seem to be the case. But if you take a step back and think, is 2 years after the last expansion too soon for the next? Well, no, that's in line with historical precedents. I think certainly our players are ready to move on from Shadowlands. So I think that's maybe just him kind of speaking to the idea that, a lot of game development, I guess just like the way that they're structured, like they have people working the next expansion anyway. Dragonflight has been in development since before Shadowlands shipped and has had the full development cycle that any WoW expansion had in the past. A difference this time is they've consciously decided to have a more focused public test period. In the past, they would start their alpha with less of a state of readiness and then slowly trickle content online over a few months. He says, I forget the exact date, but for Shadowlands, it was like mid-April when alpha started, and it wasn't until sometime the middle of June where even the last leveling zone was available. BFA was again a 3-month gap between alpha launching and Stormsong being available for testing. This time round, all of our zones are ready for testing. That's interesting, right? So they've got every zone ready. And they're going to be rolling them out over the course of successive alpha builds in the coming weeks in rapid succession with focus feedback. There's another post they say that they're going to be doing weekly alpha builds. So I guess, a zone every week. After this week, our plan is to shut down Azure Span and point people at the next thing. Then we'll shut that down and point people at the next thing. We want a focused experience that concentrates feedback that's better and more accurate testing experience for people playing the alpha, where the zone is actually full of other players because that's where everyone's attention is currently focused. And that's just what they're going to do is they roll out the zones, the talent trees, dungeons, everything else. And as soon as it's all there, we'll move to beta. All right. Look, that actually sounds so much better for like testing methodology. So that's certainly good news by my book for the testing of this expansion. Because previously, like it's just, boom, madness. So much shit going on. Right? And as a tester, the place is completely empty. Which is kind of unfortunate. And then for Blizzard, like they have a massive amount of undirected feedback. And that can be kind of frustrating. For us, though, I think for us testers, I think that's way better. That's going to be better for the content creation cadence as well, which I kind of like too. And I think another thing, like I think about the Pale Beyond, like the game that we're developing. You might not know. Oh, actually, I'll do this for some sneaky promo. So we're also a game studio, in case you weren't aware. I've only mentioned it like once. But like one of the things we've been doing like say the demo, we've had like focus testing coming in from the demo, and that's been super useful. It's allowed us to really polish that up, and now we've been working with the QA company, and getting like more focus testing. So yeah, the focus is helpful, and certainly this will allow the developers to just have just have things be way better. Yeah, so no, for the sake of testing, man, we need to get some new screenshots and like things up here. Anyway, hey, you can wish to start game if you want. Yeah, that's just way better for testing. So that is definitely pretty good to hear. I'll see if there's anything else from Ian that's, interesting but doesn't require like a full big thing. Testing similarities to Mists of Pandaria. Group loot. Well, I've already heard about group loot, so we don't need to look at that. The profession bag. All right, profession bag. Yeah, so there's a new bag slot, but it's not for normal things. It's a giant universal profession stuff bag, so just all profession things. Hopefully they let that be massive. He basically said, think of what the reagent bank tab is in your bank in town. We realized as we expanded professions that we have materials with the different quality levels and different inputs, so people just don't want more junk in their bags, but at the same time, Blizzard does want to have a whole bunch of crafting materials, so they're just separating the space out entirely and just giving us like a big humongous bag. So he says that in the past they used to have like skinning bags, that kind of thing, but ultimately that was too fiddly. So they're just going to expand the inventory, pulling all the stuff out of your current bag space and just putting it into a profession bag. So are those going to have a specific number of slots, or is it an endless space? Somewhere in between, not literally endless, but the intent is big. It's not going to be a meaningful constraint in picking stuff up, herbing, or gathering. Right, so this bag here, this basically is going to be fucking massive. And it's going to be like a reagent bank that you just carry with you. That's pretty sweet. So here is some talk about dragon riding. I had the chance to play the alpha the last day or two, and the first thing I want to say is how much fun the dragon riding is. Curious about like the unlocks. Okay, so what you're experiencing, the Azure Span, is basically the starting point. It's the 3rd level up zone. So this is like super early dragon riding that we've been having all of this fun with. So that like the basic version's really fun, basically. You'd be getting to this point a few hours in your first day of playing Dragonflight, and progress by unlocking increased vigor, faster regeneration, and some active abilities to use. Okay, and that's all account-wide. They quickly realized when they were talking about this... okay, yeah, so basically there's more upgrades to come, and it's all account-wide, so that's great. Anything else? So Blizzard says there's a possibility and even a hope that dragon riding could maybe go somewhere else. They've definitely framed it as an expansion-specific system. There's no necessary path forward, but when we introduce it, whether expansion-specific or not, feedback, if the feedback that they get is, hey, it's awesome, we want to have versions of that going forward, they'll happily go along with that. So all I can say here is, Blizz, I really hope you carry dragon riding forward. Please, it is really fun. How did it have an impact on the design? Let's see. Yeah, as you just said, it informed their world design. Okay, so Azure Span, he says, is the single largest zone in terms of sheer landmass in WoW's history. Damn. It's kind of weird because it absolutely is that if you're running around like this. Like, if you're running around like this place is friggin' humongous. But because the Dragonflight is so fast, it doesn't feel humongous. So I suppose you do get the fantasy of traveling through a pretty damn humongous, like, open world. But, kind of like without the downsides. So that's pretty cool. The rest of the Dragon Isles are not too far behind this zone. They are able to add a lot more negative space in between areas of interest and create a more open world feeling, knowing that from the outset they don't have to worry about how a player is going to turn their quest in after they completed it, because they can just walk off the edge of a cliff, hop on a drake, and zip back to where they want to be. That is totally true in gameplay. Looks small on the map. See, the thing is, it does look small because the map is kind of small, but certainly, like, your icon moves across this thing pretty damn slowly when you're just running. For sure. Will it develop over time? So, what does he say? Flying. Okay, so he says that yeah, regular flying hasn't existed until well into expansion. Dragon riding is available day one. So some of our concerns about shrinking the world, effortless traversal, bypassing obstacles and challenges without any kind of restriction remain, but at the same time, convenient transportation to point B is important and clearly decided by players. The fantasy of a dragon-themed expansion where you have no access to flying early on felt ultimately wrong. For all those reasons, that's why they did this. There's a lot of friction, but there's also mastery to flying on your Drake companion. We're getting feedback even with the basic starting level of 3 vigor and those constraints. People are able to sustain flight for incredibly long periods of time with practice. Yep, I found that to be the case. He says that's pretty cool. I agree with him totally in that. You can work and learn to overcome some of those restrictions through practice and experience. We also have the meta progression that is account-wide that will increasingly remove those barriers, making it easier to sustain, to just effortlessly get from point A to point B. That will come in line with your increasing familiarity with the world, exploring these places as a player, knowing what's between point A and B such that you're not losing much in terms of your sense of world if you can get there with fewer restrictions. For the future, it's an open question. They want to be guided by what players prefer. There's certainly a world where months from now, with dragon riding fully upgraded, no one is asking for the return of Burning Crusade style flying, and they're just like, this is awesome, it's faster, it's way more fun. Cool, we'll happily run with that. If people feel otherwise, we're open to that too, but we'll see. This is like way more fun than TBC style flying. It's just so much more fun. Straight up, it's fucking awesome. And in terms of speed, like, you certainly do zoom. It is faster. Like, this is so much faster than a current 310, mount. So I think that's, that's pretty damn important to remember, I would say. And now I've got another vigor. I can keep myself sustained and really just zoom down into this Kalawak village. Which, I mean, I need to find somewhere else to, so I'm not always just flying here. Actually, let's do another race. Let's do a race. Hello, Bronze Man. I'll do the advanced one. This race is actually kind of fun, so let's just do it. And perhaps the speed that I'll be able to achieve in this race will give me, like, more of an idea of the sorts of speeds that we'll be able to get when we are, like, fully upgraded. Oh, wow, I totally fucked that up. Is it going to reset me? That's the question. Interesting, it did not reset me for touching the ground. So now I've totally gimped myself. Like, I'm going so slow, it's honestly kind of painful. And, like, now that I've kind of fucked myself, I'm kind of going to stay fucked unless I can really get some speed up again. This is going to be so funny. So the good thing is I actually remember my personal best time for this course, and it is going to be so much faster than this. I'd say it could even be 20 seconds faster than this pretty shitty attempt I've done for you now. But even with this, like, slower attempt, like, you're going pretty quick. And zoop. And I should... Yeah, there we go. So I'm generating vigor again. Probably going to lose that. Yeah. So the other time when I did this, when I did it perfectly, I was generating vigor for, like, most of the flight, which meant I was able to use so many more abilities during this race than I've been able to this time. So you can go ridiculously faster if you're playing one of these things right, and actually using skill, unlike me. But yeah, it's a pretty dope system. And I'm almost done with the race. And I'll dive back in. So, I did that in 99 seconds. My personal best is 83 seconds. So, there you go. Let's see. How do I do a super chat, says Cole. I think there is a... Yeah, it's one of the buttons down at the very bottom of the chat pane, I think, on YouTube. I'm wanting to know that if I can get buy PvP gear like one beforehand, I missed the simplicity of gearing from PvP back then. Do you have input in the matter? I believe gearing is following the WoD model for this expansion. I believe. I need to double check that, though. Do you set a destination to get those rings? No, that is like a little time trial that you can do. And there are group time trials as well. So I think that'll be that'll really be quite fun whenever that comes out. Can you describe the racial skills? Yeah, I'll show you the Dracthyr racials now. So I'll hop off this mount first. So our racials, okay. We have, I'll show you Soar in a bit. So Tail Swipe, This knocks enemies within 6 yards into the air. And this is what it looks like. So just a quick little tail swipe. Wing Buffet, which it's a knockback. Bam. There's Familiar Skies. You fly 20% faster on continents you fully explored. Shit, that's pretty cool. Other things. Racial Passive Discerning Eye. Increases your perception by 50. Perception increases the radius of tracking mining and herbalism nodes and the chance of finding additional rare materials when gathering. So this is tied into the rework of gathering professions, where clearly perception is actually a statistic that you will have that will, increase the radius at which you can see things, but then also, give you a chance of basically getting some rare, cool shit whenever you gather a node. There's Awakened, which increases your mastery by 2.5%, and then just, your armor skill, which is male. Languages, Common and Draconic. Principles of Soaring, that's just your racial thing for soar. Thrill of the Skies, that's just dragon riding. So yeah, there's the racials. And I'll show you Soar now. Now, there is a super here from Chris Wallace. Does /follow work during dragon riding? I'm a blind player and use it to navigate the world in a party, but I'm worried I won't be able to play. That's really unfortunate, actually. Yeah, I am 90... It wouldn't work. Even if it did work, it would be quite hard to do right. Because it's very much based on the swooping and the diving and things where just the current follow system is just not made for that. Ideally, a way around this, because I think it would be quite hard to do that without compromising the gameplay, but maybe if Blizzard could add a 2-seater option for some of the dragon riding mounts, I think that would be a fantastic accessibility option. It would also just be very cool, even if somebody doesn't want to use it as an accessibility option. So yeah, I think some sort of 2-seater would be ideal for that. But it is always that tricky thing, if you want some of the skill shots, the more physics-based gameplay, trying to get that, but then also not cause accessibility issues, that's just really challenging in games. And I think in this way, that you probably don't want to change how dragon riding works. Instead, it would be better to just give slightly more options so that in that case you could hop on someone else's dragon. Now, to show the final and also flying related dragon or Dracthyr racial, I can use this. Soar. So I fly up in the air. I then soar about. I then can use Skyward Ascent, which will make me go even higher, and I can do a dive forward. And Skyward Ascent, property does take you up high. Maybe I can reach up to this tower. I can. And then what happens is you stay in a hover, and no, I landed. So hey, you can just use that to get around. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Weapon skills. Axes, daggers, fist weapons, maces, staves, and swords. There you go. Yeah, so they can, use a 2-hander, or they can use a 1-handed and an offhand. So that's currently what that's looking like. There is the preservation spec as well, but to be honest, I'll leave that one for Matt to show you. He'll do a way better job than I will. Maybe we should do some questing, because I haven't actually done many of the side quests in here, so I think it would be kind of fun to do that. Is that usable in combat, says Randy Savage? No, it is not. I think that's a good thing, though, because it would be totally OP in a combat situation. Now, here's a good example of, I am trying to fly uphill, but I think because I've been able to gain so much... no, I can't really go that. Can't go that fast, I think. Yeah. I mean, kind of doing an enhanced uphill glide, you're just kind of barking up the wrong tree. But hey, is this a quest down here? An illusionary mage. What's up with you, mage?
Hey there.
Right. Sort of well-armed individual I was hoping to encounter. A concerning number of gnolls have gathered nearby, you see, enough to pose a threat to the wider span. Fear not, I have a plan. Okay, we got to reach somebody. Hey, thanks for the $10, Jake W. Says dragon riding and Dracthyr, both being good, have been literally all I care about going to the new expansion. Everything else is icing the cake. Super excited. Yeah, I mean, there's endgame concerns and stuff that do exist, but honestly, for me, that basic traversal feels really, really, really fun. That's just so big to me, man. That's so big. That's really impactful. So let's head over here. See what this guy's all about.
Hello.
Okay, so minor setback. Right, we got to go to work.
Safe travel.
Got a proper base of operations. Gnolls have dumped so much refuse. Light knows what else into the lake that the local elemental has started to go berserk. All right, so we got to clean up the lake. We have got to get a bunch of armaments because there's a frankly unnerving amount of weaponry being waved about around here. Very good. And we got to kill Flayfist. Now, this is actually, I'm glad I ran into this because now we can have a look at our customization options. Yeah, right. Okay, so we got to kill their big dude. And you know what? There's a few quests that are like this. It does just kind of feel like you're back, you know, in the regular world. And I really do like that. You know, we're just dealing with just nice little Azeroth problems. So anyway, let's not get hit by his water nova. What I find is you can do a living flame straight into a disintegrate. And you just do a bunch of damage up front. Now, funny enough, my current talent build, honestly, is just not well optimized whatsoever for a single target. Because, like, if I put 3 living flames in this guy, you will see I've just put a big dot on him. So, like, I'm not really set up for just, like, world gameplay. Oh, hey, Alexander, thanks for the £2.50. Are there any other class talents like Paladin? Man, I'm afraid Paladin is not in there, but I know that... Is DK in there? I know Hunter's in there. We can take a look in a minute and make some characters and see what's up. You are still one-shotting everything in quests. Yeah. I mean, I suppose just numbers kind of are the way they are. I'll tell you what, right? Let's try to do something a bit more ballsy. So these guys got 30k health. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heal myself. Oh, I missed a super chat. Matt, could you pull up the super chat that I missed? Because I've got Jake, and I've got Chris. Oh, Cole here. Cole says, open the mount collection page and type in PH. Cole, thank you for the... Hey, 420. Thank you for the super, and that is a great idea. Hunter MM is disappointing. Honestly, yeah, for me too. So, if I type in PH... Oh, boy! Hey, look at this! All the content's in. We got... Alright, hey, man. Good call. Time for some fucking content. Hey, Bernhard, thank you for the €2. Oh, I've been wastewatered. Hang on, let me get this guy, and I'll go back to the quest after we've taken a look through the mounts. That's pretty sweet. We can actually just go and look through, I guess, most of the new mounts that are coming. Okay, hang on. Get this other muck dude. Actually, there's one thing I want to do before that. I want to do one cool thing. This is just a nice little way to show you some of the cool Dracthyr shit that you can do. Stroke, get a load of this. All right, I'm going to do some... you know what? I've actually forgotten all of my keybinds already, and I haven't even rebound my strafe key, so this is... honestly, this is going to be a total shit show, and if I die, it'll be super embarrassing. But whatever. All is chaos. So I'm going to do this to blast all those boys, and then I'm going to do this to blast even more boys, and then I'm going to do this to blast even more boys, and oh fuck, uh-oh. So, did you know that if I used the conveniently placed landslide ability, I would have indeed have been able to have routed all of those enemies, and I wouldn't have died. Anyway, you can see that that's pretty damn cool. Yo, hang on a second, everyone. If I kill myself, I turn into a ghost with a regular TBC-style flying mount. Didn't even use the firebomb. Yeah, I was trying to use my big empower abilities. So this means that with this, I can use a normal flying mount in the same area that I can use dragon riding, right? So I think we can do some pretty dope testing. Maybe I'll do that as one of our things on stream tomorrow. Right, we can actually see how fast it is. But till then, let's go and let's take a look at... let's go take a look at the new mounts. Tell you what, this is a great example. I can just use Soar. Deal with these problems? No. No, I shall not. I will just leave. And let's go... Hey, if we're going to go and look at some mounts, I vote that we do it somewhere that's, like, really pretty. Also, why won't my taskbar go away? Who knows? My taskbar is just here to stay. Alright, sweet. So, let's take a look at some mounts. I fucking need this. I need this otter. Oh, man. Okay, right. So we've got this beautiful otter mount. I really like this guy. Actually, let's break the stream. Let's make this bigger. Let's make the display capture bigger. I know that this is kind of ugly, but also I feel like it's better if you guys can actually see the mount, right? Okay. Now we can see the mount. Sorry, I know this is kind of disgusting, but at least we can see them nice and big. So this otter, man, okay. That's beautiful. Look at all these like little Tuskar things, because the Tuskars have the otters, from what I've seen. We've got, oh my god, look at his little, oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Oh my god. All right, Blizzard, you've already got me, you bastards. We've got a white otter. Again, that looks fantastic. We have an armored version of the white otter. Hey, salamanders. People fucking love salamanders. I should know, I'm dating one. It's fun. Every time I go back to the apartment, I'm greeted by 2 axolotls. They are, I mean, they're stupid little floating goujons, but they're also really cute, and I like them a lot. So we got a water salamander, another water salamander, one without the sort of gill things. Hey, big mammoth, come on. It wouldn't be a sort of, it wouldn't be taking wrath cues if it didn't have a big mammoth for us. We have a green mammoth as well. All right, sweet. We've got a gray mammoth. We've got a dark mammoth. We've got a blue mammoth. Yo! That is the new... Oh my god. Is this going to be like fucking Taliesin with a hippo mount? Nah, what am I talking about? I'm never going to get Glad. I'm too shit at this game. Oh man, that's really cool. So that's our new gladiator mount. Oh my god, dragonflies. That's really neat. Okay, so we got a few different colors of dragonfly. Awesome. We got a blue one. You've got, oh, look at the purples in that. That's a really, really nice mount. And hey, back to otters, my favorite. I don't know what it is, but you see aquatic mammals? I fucking love aquatic mammals, like otters, beavers. I think they're just the coolest. So that's a beautiful mount. We have the armored version of him. We have a blue version of him. Armored version of the blue. Black armored one. A Viridian Phase Hunter. Promotion. Hang on, is that like the TBC thing? Oh, wait, okay, so that's just all the placeholder. Oh, wait, there's a few more placeholders here. Oh, look at this Wind Eagle, man. That is really cool. All right, so we've got a Wind Eagle. We've got a, oh, wow, a Thunder Lizard, like from, back in the day. That's really awesome. Okay, so we've got a Thunder Lizard. We've got a green Thunder Lizard. Another one. So this would be great. Oh, I like the sort of nice contrast there. This would be great for the Taurens. And we got a black Thunder Lizard. Wow. New Tall Striders. For the... Okay, cool. Haven't had that in a while. Yeah, those look great. Little dinosaurs. I like that coloration too. Hey, moose. As we all know from Ghostcrawler, getting an in-game moose is a very important thing. So we've got a few different types of moose. Lava mammoth. I think I will take the lava mammoth. Thank you very much. A lava snail. Hey, that's pretty sick, right? That's really cool. We've got a red lava snail, an orange lava snail, a blue. Oh, okay, a sort of hot blue thing going on. A lava slug does appear to be a little bit broken. I guess if you've made the snail, maybe you get the slug for free, but they just haven't updated what the saddle is. A yellow lava mammoth, a red lava mammoth. We've got an orange lava mammoth too, a blue lava mammoth. Fox wyvern. Oh, hey, that's a really nice mount. That is really cool. All right. Are there any other placeholders? Perhaps there will be more. But that is the regular mounts that you can get. I'll put the stream back to normal. All right, sweet. I think I missed a few messages, though. So there we go. We've taken a look at the new mounts that are coming this expansion. I've got to imagine there will be more, though. So, did I miss any messages? Jake W. says, does SOAR work in otherwise no-fly zones, in buildings, Silver Moon dungeons, etc.? I could take one to Silvermoon and we could give it a shot. It doesn't work in buildings or that kind of thing. No, I think it does follow the normal rules. Silvermoon, I'd be very surprised. That could be an oversight. Bernhardt says, what is not account-wide so far? Hard to say at this stage. So it seems like all the things that you would want to be account-wide, like mounts, access to things, that's all account-wide. I mean, it's basically the lesson they learned with the Sons of Hodir and etc. shoulder buffs back in Wrath. So that'll all be account-wide. I think, like, obviously gear and power, they will want you to earn that. But like all your dragon riding customizations, your dragon riding power, all account-wide. All of the reputation-based cosmetics, those are all account-wide. So I think they are doing that stuff like significantly more so than in the past. Yeah. Whew, okay. Right. Do I have a Matt in the chat? I wonder. I do not have a Matt in the chat. Apparently I missed a call from Matt, though. I think I have to call him again. There we go. We are about to get a Matt in the chat.
Hello, sir. What
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on? Did you enjoy looking through the mounts?
Yeah, man, they're nice. But to be
Yes.
honest, you just, give me an otter and I'll be happy. So,
Yes. Also, hello, chat. Also, fix your stream. You have not reset the thing. You want to fit that to screen.
oh, I'm a doofus.
So,
It is very easy to be a massive doofus in this video game. Actually, unfinished fucking business. Maybe I shouldn't have ran into this so quickly. Ah, shite. Ah, bollocks. Bollocks. Fuck. Okay. This is fine. This is not fine.
400 options, you'll be grand.
Why can't I use my shit? I don't know, Matt. Hey! I'm going to give that a fucking pog. I just fucked those boys up.
That's a strong
Class
Strong.
strong?
back. Yeah.
How many dudes did I just do in a single pull? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 19, 20 dudes in one pull.
Yeah, you pulled a lot of dudes.
I think I might be okay for armaments.
Yep.
No, not really. Interesting. Oh, right, because they're also dropping the weapon racks. Hey, that was cool. That felt really powerful.
Too strong. Nerf, please.
Well, it kind of reminds me of... right, this was the one thing. So, of course, start of BFA, we all remember how shit it felt. The one thing that kept me alive, that kept me from, like, just being bored out of my mind during the leveling process of BFA from a gameplay perspective was just doing giga Touch of Karma pulls. And then, of course, as all my powers went away, you know the way in BFA, like, you leveled up and felt weaker? So that then rapidly got less fun.
Yeah, it's largely the same in Shadowlands. I remember just not going like, oh yeah, this is fun. Oh, this is less fun. Oops, sweet.
Yeah. Well, let's get rid of him.
Yeah. Also, does anyone in chat want to hear a very, very fun story of being in the No Alpha Club and then giving yourself tremendous amounts of hope and then disappointment immediately?
Oh,
was
no,
really, really fun.
man.
So- Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, on Mac here, because I'm sitting on my MacBook, it's not, I don't have Alpha. Sure, fine. Maybe I'll open the client at Windows. So our stream PC doesn't get used very often outside of stream. But I'm sitting up here, and I was like,
Oh, dude.
sure, I'll give this a check. I'll give it a try. And right now, I have 3 options for, like, 3 in development options, which are the PTR, and the other PTR, because there's 3 different types of World of Warcraft at the minute.
Why have I done this?
And I saw a 4th, and I was like, oh, that must be it. It's the Shadowlands beta that we never uninstalled.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yo! This is insane! Can I use my ability, please? Okay. No
Oh,
ability for
blank.
me.
NA servers.
Yeah, no, Eternity Surge is just... Oh, right. Eternity Surge needs a target.
What is this?
Oh, it only hit one dude.
not
Interesting. No, I did. It just, they must have been out of range or something. That's a bit of a weird interaction. And now, I can just use my fire again.
It looks like Lance side needs a damage break a lot easier.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Or
Uh-oh.
Generation nerf or something.
Uh-oh. Shit. Shit balls. Shit no balls. Okay. Well, hey, the Gigapools are fun. The Gigapools
Also,
are fun.
remember you also have Tail Sweep?
I also have fucking Tail Sweep. Oh my god, I got...
back as well.
Dude, you have so many options in this.
Yeah, you literally have like 3 times the abilities as other classes because they're like, well, they need racials, right? But they also need class-specific abilities. But you only be one class, so it just kind of feels like you've got everything.
It's kind of fun leaving these just big wakes of destruction. It would probably be good if I actually keybound these things somewhere where I actually knew where they were. That would be sensible. I think it's almost time to go kill their big head honcho. Oh, really, man? Come on, right, you better have it. Give me my item. Or I'll be angry. Oh, rage. Gamer rage. Gamer rage. Gamer rage. If this dude is inside the tent, I'm going to be angry. So here's an example of Dragonflight actually being pretty useful, though. Because I can just... Yeah, I can do the big flap and get myself killed instantly. So I do need to fight my way into the dude. So what I can do, right, is I can do this. Oh, uh-oh, it bugged. It bugged. It bugged. It bugged. I'm stuck. Run away. And I'm just going to get killed by that anyway. Cack. I need to keybind the rest of my racials. Wherever they are. Where are you? Okay, Tail Sweep, you go there. Wing Buffet. Oh man, where do I put these? I'll just do that. These keybinds are an absolute mess. Well, that was a great bug. Does the Evoker have an interrupt? It does, but you actually have to talent into it.
Well,
It's
you
in
have to
the
do that
class
for
tree.
most classes now, right?
Oh, yeah. I suppose such is the way of things.
Sure is.
Now.
Sure is.
Why did I do that? Yeah, so can you imagine this in a Mythic Plus scenario? That would sure be something. I mean, what happens if I just try to grab these guys and... Oh dear. I should really stop getting myself killed in the regular. That would be a pretty good move for the stream, I think. But of course, I can heal myself. And then in 2 seconds, that will give me an additional heal. Oh! Could you please not just... Oh my god. It automatically targeted an enemy. Instead... That's interesting. So it untargeted me because it auto-targeted somebody else. Or, you know, auto-target an enemy. Maybe I should set my buttons up differently. This is what I get for just trying to kill many dudes while not knowing my my keybinds. Yeah, target self and shift. Yeah, I actually don't think I have a self-target key set up, or maybe it's just like whatever it defaults to.
Alt by default.
Well, that would be that then. Yeah, man, these things melt. Bye. Yeah, they do feel super powerful. Alright, so now we've got to fight a dude. And I think this is where you're just going to see, like, I mean, sort of Imba. Oh yeah, also, your 2. This is cast while moving. So that's pretty sweet. And with another build, like, it can proc into things. But what's nice then is that casts while moving, but it can also proc the Essence Burst thing, which of course will then just give you the instant, you know, that. It's pretty nice. So yeah, what other things do you think we should do? Should probably plan out our streams and stuff, shouldn't we, Matt?
Yeah, I honestly have very little idea. It's almost like too much going on at the minute, in the sense like there's. I mean, you maybe. No, I was about to say you might want to take a look through the appearance tab because I saw people talk about that, but
Oh, that would be a good move.
there's also like so much of the gear you get during the questing is all just BFA gear again, so I'm not sure how much of that's in there.
Of course, it won't be like in the full release or anything, but just for now.
Yeah, it is.
It's interesting how long they stay rooted. I think I've got the talent, though. That's actually really nice. So I've got the talent that means that Landslide roots them for way longer. And, I mean, that certainly does feel really impactful.
Impactful is one way to put it.
Yes, overpowered as fuck is another. And, of course, to show the old power of this, I can zoop down and just instantly be where I want to be. That's convenient. So, I just got this. This is a, customization option, which I can't use in this location, but that just adds, like, another customization for one of the mounts. Currently, only one of them actually has the options being in. So we got to free some abused animals, slay some hyenas and some other hyenas, and deal with another dude. So very much, I mean, yeah, traditional old quest. Oh, wait, but I have a null disguise. I'm in a null disguise. What can I do with this? How big is the map? Yeah, it's a massive map. It feels small when you look at it in the world map, but you just think about like how slowly your little icon moves. Can I fight in my humanoid form? No, I cannot. Ah, okay, so we're just kind of moving in disguise, saving some... Oh, wait, I need a key. You know what? Let's just not get bogged down in questing for now. I tell you what, though, it is just nice to see like some classic, you know, Warcraft villains around. Any word on hunters being able to tame Dragonkin? No idea.
I think Dragonkin are generally considered a little bit too close to this kind of humanoid sentience.
Yeah, it would feel a bit weird. Probably struggling for Evoker or Shadow Priest. I can certainly understand that. Evoker does feel real good. Oh, it was the appearance tab, wasn't it?
Yeah, just to spot if there's anything particularly noticeable.
Nope.
Well,
The
I
tab
doubt it.
just doesn't work.
Good. That probably means they're trying to improve it somehow.
And if you look at all these also... Yeah, no, the transmog tab's just broken.
Beautiful.
That's fine.
Love to see it.
How does it feel compared to the Skyscale and Griffin? I think definitely closer. It's basically it's a mix of the Skyscale and the Griffin, I would say. Yeah. If you look at the right hashtags on Twitter, you find some hunters putting a leash and dragon. Oh, I see what you're saying, John. I know what you're at. Yeah, I really want to see what this Dragonflight's like when it's like fully charged up. Things to do. Things to do. Is there anything new in Wowhead?
Got some dungeon journal stuff up on the first raid, the Vault of the Incarnates.
Oh.
Got some of that. It's all like placeholder fights, but they've got like boss models or at least screenshots of models and names and stuff. But believe it or not, there's a council fight. And it's all about elements. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought?
I am very surprised by this. Well, we've ran out of steam here, so let's just go and use Soar because
Well,
Dracthyr OP.
okay, I was just scrolling the article. That's an interesting name I did not expect to see up. See up here?
Oh my
It's a-
god, the frame rate! Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a boss with the surname Grim Totem.
What?
Good
Yep.
day to you. Safe travel.
Okay. I think I need to go to Wowhead.
I mean, there's not really a
Hello,
whole
Wowhead.
pile more than that outside of just literally there is a Grim Totem, which means maybe it only took whenever I don't know when Cataclysm out, like 2010, 2011. It only took 11 years for that Torn story to be picked up. Good. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. Because
Oh, hey. Nax Ramus. Classic Season of Mastery, July 28th. Big news. They really did zip through that pretty quick. All right, so
Yeah,
here's the Vault of the Incarnates. Any new race class combos? I think there are.
there are, but it's just what they said originally.
Yeah.
Because I actually did play Torn Rogue for a bit.
Sure, that looks and feels reasonable.
It's honestly, it's fine. Like, you can only spend so much time being like a gnome warrior before you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
The opposite.
so Vault of the Incarnates is the first Dragonflight raid. So here we got Aranog, who is... Oh, that's like a really just fucking ripped lava Draconid dude. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So we got him. Yeah, another pretty cool sort of like rock dude. Sort of thing, I don't really know anything about these characters or their storyline that much. Oh yeah, there's a council. What a surprise. Probably was that like big spider thing? Spider dragon? Dragon? Who knows? Whoever Death. Oh wait, Razageth. I think I've heard of that character.
Yeah, I think that's the villain they kind of set up as they go through. Not for
Oh.
but like for Shred.
Right, so this is basically like the Grim Totems deciding like full on fuck the Titans, I guess. Because a Grim Totem is master of the primal elements. I wonder if that means we're going to be getting a little bit more Tauren story. Like that would certainly be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is full on. Like, as far as I'm hoping, that means we get a whole bunch of shamanism. I mean, obviously we're going to get shamanism if this is about the elements and the dragons, but a lot of shamanism and specifically how the Tauren kind of interact with that would be very, very, very fun. Like, I don't say lore, but it'd be very, very fun to get into in terms of like the potential stories there. And maybe the writers did see everyone memeing about Bane and went, fine, we'll give the bastard Bloodhoof some justice.
Yeah. Okay, so here's some new areas, and that might have like the Null War and stuff. Oh, hey, there's IGN's coverage based on the little press event that we went to.
Yeah, it's also
Interesting.
the PC Gamer headline was okay. Their headline wasn't exceedingly representative, but it was basically in saying based on talking about PI and PI buff existing, they called it headline. I'll just get it. World of Warcraft Dragonflight isn't being designed for players obsessed with topping DPS meters. So it's very much a.
That's not true.
Well,
But,
it
I mean,
is.
okay, I have a level of doubt, I suppose.
So it is. It is true based on what Ian was saying. He was talking about
Oh, okay.
how power infusion exists, and obviously, like if you're trying to purely top DPS meters, that doesn't mean you're trying your best to be helpful within the context of the group's goal. So the most damage is helpful, but the most damage could also mean a bunch of padding or a bunch of, well, if you are third in DPS and get PI to put you at the top, instead of giving the person doing the most effective damage PI, then that's being selfish and playing around topping DPS as opposed to being, I guess, trying to, solve the problem as efficiently as possible. And it's like he goes into talking about like the philosophy of that and how they don't make a game where the goal is actually, I'll find the actual quote. If we were making a game and the point of the game was maximize your score, maximize this number, it would be problematic for us to introduce elements into the game that are very random or skew outcomes one way or another. But that's also not the game that we have made. We have created a cooperative game that presents these challenges to be overcome, and PI is an interesting decision in the range of raid settings. Or like, I don't know about that, but yeah, he's right on PI, but like the philosophy behind it, you're like, I'm not super sure about how most players feel about that.
Interesting. Tell you what,
Yeah.
should we do how about we do a quick little control the show?
We go for it.
So yeah, right. Look, drop your supers if you want some like discussion topics for me and Matt to go over. We've both played like a bunch of Dracthyr stuff. Matt's played more the healing side. Played a bunch of the content. So yeah, let us know what's up. While that goes on, I'm just going to take a quick look at a few things here because we've got some maps, and apparently some of these are quite interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got Black Dragon Citadel narrative version, Halls of Infusion, Netharius, Ruby Pools, Content Playground dev map, Nullcool Defensive. I wonder what that could be. Grand Time Adventure. Interesting. Jackie Test. I feel like that might be a dev thing. There, Jackie and Josh. Having fun. Old Bellular, Defiant Dragon Scale. Uldaman, The Legacy of Tyr. Is that our pre-patch instance then?
No, that looks like an expansion thing. Unless, no, they wouldn't put a dungeon in the pre-patch, right?
Did they not say that?
Did
Yeah, it was like an Uldaman event.
Well,
Of
then,
course,
yeah.
the Vault of Incarnates. We already know about that. Young Belvo. Hey, look at this. Battle for Azeroth. Centaur area. Or Centaur Arena. That's interesting.
What
Davland.
DVRS was pre-patch. That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess Uldaman's pre-patch, right?
Interactive World Prototype A.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? LD new hires? Internapalooza? Okay, they're having fun. Now, I thought that this one was really interesting when I saw it. Seamless World Transition A, Continent Culturas. So, what the fuck is a seamless world transition? Are Blizzard going to give us some sort of, seamless world transition? Because I guess,
yeah. Well, they upgraded that in Shadowlands, didn't they? They added the. It was something like a max distance where there's no loading screen, and that's why sometimes you get a loading screen when you teleport from like Torghast, and other times you don't around the Maw. So it must be like an idea of them trying to get that kind of more modern stuff in, especially with like direct storage on the horizon and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've got... Oh, what's this? Huh. Uh-oh. Dragon Isles Underground. Warning, must be flagged development map until 10.1.
Nice.
There might be something going on underneath the Dragon Isles, everyone. Not to shock you. Encounter onboarding dev only, right? So that's just onboarding for anyone in the encounter team. With some map areas, a dev land, bunch of Dragon Isle zones. Yeah, little sub-zones. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just going to take this opportunity to say this because that information absolutely should not have in any capacity been public. Fuck data mining as a concept.
True. I mean, it is what it is, though. But
Yeah, it is what it is, but Jesus Christ, the idea of now we've got so much speculation based on something under is like that really flavors how you'll kind of look through stuff, and that's a bit pants.
fair, yeah, I get that from like the FF perspective.
No,
You-
not
like,
from the
you-
FF perspective.
Well, no,
from
it's just
the-
like you wouldn't
yeah,
want that for MSQ, though.
yeah, you wouldn't want that for any story. You wouldn't want, hey, what's this?
Yo,
Can I read the first paragraph of the second book before I read the first book, please?
dude,
Yeah. What?
Grand Time Adventure.
Yeah.
We've got Azermloth, No Man's Land.
Oh,
Out of-
Azmerloth. Azmerloth is a Murloc version of Azeroth. I saw a map of Dragonflight that had Murgle or Murloc language names instead of the actual names.
We've got Out of Temporal Bounds, Pandaren Revolution,
Oh,
No
let's
Man's
go.
Land, Primalist Tomorrow. So I guess that's like End Time, but Primalist version. The Black Empire, the Knoll War, No Man's Land, and the War of the Shifting Sands.
I hope
Right.
this is all like proper
Grand
content,
Time
'cause it's
Adventure
insane.
dude, is that like some Caverns of Time style content? Going back to these like, that's really cool.
with the sheer amount of it, I imagine it's not actually a whole bunch of content. Well, it's all content, but I can't imagine it's like, here's a massive thing. I imagine this is like maybe one bit of like kind of Chromie time size content that you dart around all these places. But that's really, really fascinating. Also,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll just almost done through here just to see if there's anything else. Yeah, Ultiman, Legacy of Tyr, that makes sense. Some music stuff, bunch of map difficulties. Yeah, okay, so seamless world transition, interesting they're putting that in, and whatever this grand time adventure is, that seems really cool to me. So let's take a look at a few of our supers though, and I'll pose my character with this nice. There we go, looking at some dragons. Okay, right, we have a super chat from Huey Snow, who said, since you have experienced both, I guess, is dragon flying as good feeling as Guild Wars 2 Griffin? If so, it could be great for WoW. It feels different. It feels good. The sense of speed that I feel I can build up is really big. So I think that feels fantastic. Compared to Guild Wars 2, it's kind of tricky because I've only done the Griffin and the Skyscale on my girlfriend's account because my account does not have that shit unlocked. But I have played around with them on hers. Now the thing is, it's kind of hard to do a good test now because if I open this up, so I have 3 vigor, but it seems like there's room for 6. Now this is how high I can go with 3 vigor. 1, 2, 3. Imagine having 6 vigor. Right? Like, that would be really... And bonk, my dragon's dead. Like, that would be really high. So, I wonder. They do feel different in their execution. It's, man, it's hard to say. And they're very different games. Guild Wars 2 is more like... Okay, Matt, does this make sense if I say it's weighty and floaty? Like, it feels weighty, but it also feels a bit floaty, like there's a lot of follow-through, I guess, in, like, its animations. So, the Skyscale, I mean, tell you what, let's actually just grab some side-by-side. So, Skyscale... Guild Wars 2... now, these are all guides of how to unlock it, but... Oh, yeah, Tekit. Tekit's one of the Guild Wars 2 creators. Oh, hey! It's React content suddenly. Whoops. So, this is just to get us some footage of this in action so we can do, like, a quick little comparison. So, this is the... Yeah, that's the Griffin, I believe. And there's the Skyscale. So the Skyscale is like way more similar to a WoW mount. I'll say this definitely feels more fun to me than the Skyscale. It feels similarly fun to the Griffin, but with some of the strength of the Skyscale. So I'm not going to... I don't know if it's better. It does feel like it's the best of the Griffin and the best of the Skyscale, but one thing I will say, the smoothness of the animations in Guild Wars is way above WoW. I think you can just sort of see that in some of this gameplay, but I guess some of that's just because like fundamental engine related things. So I can't do this is better. Like, see what's happening there in the Skyscale? You can't do that with Dragon Riding. Dragon Riding is just not that style. So I guess it is more similar to a super pumped up Griffin from Guild Wars 2. So some more Griffin gameplay here. Like, look, they're both fun. So I believe this is the Griffin. Sometimes it's hard to tell just because of Guild Wars 2's. Like, it's got so many skins. They're, like, pretty transformative. But this definitely looks like the Griffin. So, like, that... I mean, is that not fucking cool? What you just pulled off there. So, it's hard to say because I imagine this is a player with full, like, masteries. So, I can only really compare this to a base Griffin. I'd say different, but both really good. I think what matters the most is that those mounts are great for the world design of Guild Wars 2, and so far from what I can tell, this is really fantastic for the world design of World of Warcraft. We just need to see what it's like when you actually have it fully upgraded.
Yeah, they're very much same genre, different game.
Yeah. We've got a $5 from No Tricks who said, Matt, how does preservation feel?
It feels good. There you go. No, it's really interesting. It feels like they've managed to take a pretty decent approach to, hey, how do we make a healer that feels actually different enough to another healer to literally like warrant existing. In the same way they did with the DPS, where they have like the bronze stuff, so that feels very, very kind of, I don't want to say big thinky because it's not that complicated, but you do have like little combos you can make with your Echo, which will duplicate spells, your Stasis, which will copy the next 3 healing spells you cast, and then you can unleash them again within 30 seconds for like basically one button will do all 3 of them. So there's a couple of things like that. There's a little bit of weirdness with essences where they don't super feel like they have a place. They've got a lot of fun parts to their build, like a rescue, which is something where you dash to a ally and heal them while you do so. And that's on like a pretty short cooldown of, I think, 20 seconds baseline. So you'll probably have that at about 16 to 18 with haste, somewhere around that. And that like has synergies in the talent tree, so you kind of have this gameplay style of, I mean, you've got wings, you're not going to stand still. You're jumping around the place. They also have like it's hard to say too much because obviously like resto shamans have a whole bunch of utility, and so do like druids. They all, basically everyone has some form of utility, but they definitely feel like they have a lot of very useful utility for like a raid. I really doubt there's no I really doubt there'll be a problem with evoker healers getting groups. Let's put it that way. So it does feel pretty good. There are some problems that I haven't super picked up on, like because I haven't been able to play it in instance content. Like I feel like the whole damage kind of window of them, because obviously you're a healer, you're going to DPS and downtime is a bit grim, but like all their impartables and stuff feel great. It is genuinely like a very, very very exciting thing that I'm looking forward to getting to play some more. So it's good. Feels good.
Yeah, I was looking through, like, you were showing me some of the abilities, and they just seem really cool. Like, here's Echo to Essence Wrap an ally with temporal energy, healing them and causing your next non-Echo healing to do an additional, to cast an additional time on an ally with 70% of the normal healing. That's pretty neat for gameplay feel.
Yeah, you get that up to 100 with the talents over in the bronze side of things. And then there's a talent that is at the bottom is called Grace Period near the bottom, and it makes it so you get 15% extra healing on a target with your hot, which is called Reversion, which is like a time-based, it does just heal. It doesn't, by default, it doesn't restore any damage taken like a Death Strike or something, although they do have abilities like that. So you have this thing where you can actually double stack Reversion with Echo. So you Echo and then Reversion, and that actually puts 2 different like unique forms of that hot on, which gives you the 30% bonus from Grace Period instead of 15%. So there's a lot of like really fun little things like that you can do. Combine that with the likes of like Stasis when it comes to like fully empowered abilities. So you say you echo a full Spirit Bloom or you echo a full Dream Breath, and that's going to be a decent amount of healing, but that's going to be echoed. So you've got a lot of that kind of, you use your essence and single target to have more efficiency. And it is like really fun. Also, yeah, I completely forgot to mention their big healing CD. Well, they got 2 of them. The one they get kind of easier in the tree is called Rewind, which is literally just, hey, all damage taken the last 5 seconds didn't happen. Like it heals 50% of damage taken over the last 5 seconds over 5 seconds, which is just, oh sorry, yeah, you just lost all of your HP almost. Never mind, it's fine. Which is really strong ability.
Right, here's what Dream Breath looks like to give you a quick little look at that. But it's like, you can see that its cone is wide, the animation, like, yeah, so that's like a pretty sweet looking ability. Yeah, like the fantasy side is really strong in these guys. Yeah, I'm going to try something. Just while you were talking there, I thought it would be cool if I could make mine to Ultiman, but now I'm gonna do a big soar.
This is brave.
Interesting. I was actually at the roof of the world there. Anyway, let's just soar to Ultiman. So I did lose some speed, but now I can. This is very quick.
That's really crazy.
This is some speedy business, everyone. Holy shit. And I guess, yeah, time to go to Ultiman. Just want to see if there's any changes, given that like it is part of the pre-patch. Though I imagine the pre-patch content won't be here.
No chance.
Yeah, so you look, even with this, like, can you see why I want dragon riding in the other zones?
No, that completely. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, but it would
be fun as fuck.
It would definitely destroy them.
I don't know. I think it's just so much more fun to go around. It's certainly, considering it's a bunch of Shadow Forge dudes in here, I'm doing a lot of damage. Just 1.3 mil.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Maybe though they've changed the scaling down again. No, maybe because you're 65.
Yeah, so nothing new in here. Nothing new in here. Yeah, I'm 65. Actually, I'm gonna hop in and. Okay, maybe not for this stream. For another stream, it would be fun to try to solo some content as one of these guys.
Yeah, it looks like they've just really overtuned that to make it more reasonable.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we got a super chat from Unknown Character who said, "Is it wrong for me to feel I'll try Dragonflight at the end of the expansion, even though the alpha looks impressive so far?" Absolutely not. Like that's totally reasonable. I mean, it just remains to be seen how much content there is. You know, like there's all these big new reputations in this expansion, but we don't know how big they're going to be, right? There's like a lot of stuff that's just, you know, sort of up in the air. I guess in terms of like, what do you miss out on if you join late? I suppose it's like you'll maybe face roll over some of the earlier content. You could say that. There's like a little bit of the FOMO of like not being there in the MMO when you're doing the stuff that's new, so you're just always in catch-up mode. Like maybe if some of the gameplay of an old zone, like an old patch zone, is really fun. When it's no longer relevant, maybe you'll just feel no reason to go there, and you'll feel like that was almost temporary snack food content. So hopefully they don't have that problem that they have tended to have before. But like, for most of the narrative content, like, yeah, you're totally fine to just come in at the end for a few months.
Well,
you could say the same for FF14 as well. Like FF14 is a game you could just play every 2 years. Just, you know, pop a 2-month subscription so that you can play through, you know, the whole expansion's content, and like that's a valid enough way to play the game and see the story.
Yeah, well, I would actually offer a substantial disagreement to that, and that is to do with how, you know, it's almost like the thing that happens to the patient gamer, and it's the same thing that kind of happens with the difference that you see between like Netflix or Prime dumping a long show or releasing it weekly. And it's the kind
that's
of thing
a great
of
point.
It's the kind of communal, you're on this journey together, or, you know, you're talking about individual points with a wider community of people, or even just kind of, you know kind of the vibe and you know what's happened. Because there's a lot of that to me that feels like with FF14, because, well, actually I'll talk about World of Warcraft first. So the thing that's interesting there is it's so much of it is data mined that actually, now some of this is flavored by obviously, you know, me doing what I do for work and stuff. It kind of forces me to stay ahead of the curve of like what's being, you know, happening narrative wise. But there's a lot of that I think that comes to the experience of like a core World of Warcraft player, where especially if you're here talking to us and interested. Obviously, I've seen you about loads Unknown Character, but it's like that whole experience ends up being you're there with the community ahead of the game, because we're grabbing, seeing, and dissecting story points before they ever happen in the actual game as an experience. So actually playing through the content doesn't quite feel as good. The story is like kind of seen from a critical standpoint first rather than experiential one. Unless you're the kind of person who can experience it in isolation, that would be that, you know, good luck to you if you want to try that. I think that might be fine, but I think it's difficult in the kind of the big data mining, big, you know, if you want to consume content about World of Warcraft, you're almost certainly going to be spoiled. You have to put your head in the sand if you don't want to be spoiled. And I think that results in this kind of thing of, in the, just a very different flavor to, oh yeah, you get to kind of play it, where I don't think the waiting of playing World of Warcraft is that important for the narrative. There's part of it's like enjoying the side quests, enjoying the zones, all of that, but like the grand narrative of what's actually happening in the story, you can kind of follow that without playing all that much because of how it's told through cutscenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Primarily.
We'll have
But
to see
then,
how
yeah.
they tackle that this expansion. I hope it's more in-game feeling.
Yeah, because then you look over to FF and you're like, well, you know, that's more of a thing where that's very experiential driven. No one knows what the story is. Everyone's really careful about like spoiling people because the experience is strong. So you want to go through it at the same time other people are, so you can engage in like the whole wave of it moving. Whereas that's kind of not the case for World of Warcraft. I mean, it might have been a little bit in the past, but like you're not going to have just the same energy, the same vibe, the same feel of, oh yeah, we all like. I mean, I'm trying to think of the example that's really, really strong for me. Oh yeah, it was when Netflix dropped Stone Ocean in like one go, and that completely defeats the point of how you watch and experience a JoJo series with a group of people or with like the community of it, because there's so much like happens and so much kind of small mystery and anticipation setup that it's an okay experience enough in isolation, but you lose the whole culture aspect of it. I think that's the thing, that World of Warcraft's culture of narrative isn't that really all that strong. You can kind of just not really bother if you want to be more touristy. Obviously, the other part is, in terms of the actual gameplay, you miss all of the gameplay of the expansion. Because
Oh yeah, that bit.
because all of the raids are completely irrelevant and pointless, and you'll never do them again as they are. It's very much, you miss out. I mean, you even miss out on a couple of weeks' basis in that kind of situation. But if you're the kind of person who wants to go back at the end of an expansion, then you must be very much the kind of person who will just kind of touristy do content. And then in that case, yeah. Also, in terms of the alpha looking impressive, we've seen very, 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 very little. What we have seen is pretty good, but there's
Absolutely, yeah.
in terms of large chunks of what the kind of content's like, it's like we have no sense for the narrative outside of it's a bit Azerothian and it's about dragons. We've no real sense of what any of the end game is going to look or feel like in the balance perspective. We don't know how balanced the profession system is going to carry forward. We don't know how season 4 has happened and worked and balanced in Shadowlands, so we don't know how that will, like, if that is an avenue of improvement, if that'll continue. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot more for them to prove than, yeah, that's the way to put it. The onus of proof is on Blizzard for Dragonflight being an overall good experience worth playing as it comes out.
Yeah. I think they know that, so that's just going to be a thing of, like, honestly, just wait until launch. Wait until launch and, I guess, see for yourself and try to make that decision. Oh, I just missed.
For sure.
Yeah, and we've got a super from... I need to make my text bigger. From Trevatus, who said, I'll die inside if Dracthyr stay evoker only. That definitely is something. I know... like, it's kind of challenging because the reason why they are evoker only, like, it does make sense.
Yeah, does it make sense, or is that like the kind of, hey, we've devised the logical reason to not have to do a bunch of work that's going to be impossible in our engine?
In this case, I just have to wonder if it's actually money and time.
It's always money. It's always money and time.
So basically, like, the more animations they need to have, the whole thing gets exponentially harder to do.
Yep.
For every single type of armor that a Dracthyr has, like, well, I suppose no, if they can just use Blood Elf helms, then they can just piggyback off the Blood Elf helms. Because, like, right now, you know, whenever they make a new helm in WoW, they have to tweak it for every single race in the game. And that has to be done manually. So it's like, stuff is just so multiplicative when you start adding in, like, more options. So it's tricky. I guess another side thing there is, balance-wise, the Dracthyr racials are designed around an Evoker's kit. You could maybe get to a situation where they would start to feel a bit funky or overpowered or, you know, overlaps with other kits. But that's very much a Blizzard problem, not a player problem. It's like, what do you want? You just want the fantasy to be a Dracthyr warrior.
And that's why they went with the, hey, this is actually a really lithe and mobile, agile body type. And obviously feedback resulted in body type 4, but that is very much a band-aid fix to the problem of, you know, the original logic stands was like, yeah, this isn't intended to be a race that does melee. This is intended to be a very specific thing. And it feels like that was very much them kind of convincing themselves internally, how do we make this happen without, you know, making it impossible.
I haven't been kicked out.
You're in the Great Sea, you're not in the other zone. Right?
What are these islands? Well, we could finish off the stream with a little bit of exploring. That would be fun.
Yeah. Just out. Yeah, you're out in the Great Sea.
We've got a super from the Dragon Knight, who is a channel member. And the way it works, if you're a channel member, then every month you can send a super for free. So it's a pretty neat little part of the YouTube member system. So, from Dragon Knight, who said, what are some nitpicks you'd have of the content you've experienced thus far? Any concerns or things that you think could use some improvements? It's kind of weird. It's like nothing stands out humongously. I mean, there is one example of the side quest, because I haven't done all the side quests yet, but there was a side quest that I did. Like, Matt, you were watching my screen whenever I was doing it, and it was supposed to have these, like, emotional moments, but it was paced like a fucking TikTok.
Fuck. That was full on. Hey, we've learned from the Joss Whedon School of Writing.
Yeah. There are just a few times where... Oh, I accidentally flew.
Very good.
Oh, this is a really weird island. Yeah, no, I think the way you put it there, the Joss Whedon School of Writing, is brutal but very true. Yeah, it felt a bit too much. It felt a bit too quick, and it tried to have a really nice moment at the end that if they spent a little bit more time, they could have earned.
Yeah.
And, that could have been more successful, but yeah. So that was like a little unfortunate. You had a nitpick, but you haven't been able to confirm it.
Oh, yes. Well, I've almost definitely confirmed it because it's... And when we say nitpick, we really mean this is a nitpick. But there's a... Is it part of the main quest or was it a side quest? Was it
side
quest?
Right?
Side quest, okay. There's a side quest where you meet a bunch of furbolgs and you can't understand what they're saying. And if anyone's played a Draenei, they might actually understand what I'm about to get at here. But the point is, and obviously they're speaking like some primal different language, but for anyone who's played a Draenei, in the intro quests on Blood Mist Isle and Azure Mist Isle, you actually learn how to speak Furbolg from the totem to like kind of commune with the spirits of the land and stuff. So I was seeing him do this, and I'm like, if I go through this on my character, and there's no way they don't suggest anything about me not like knowing Furbolg, then I will consider this entire expansion a massive failure, and I haven't learned any lessons whatsoever.
No, instant fury.
Yeah, and that is a massive nitpick, but it's that thing of like it goes against the promise that I actually kind of wanted of just a little tiny like just even a nod. It may happen, but based on the way the side quest is structured, about the whole point of it being you don't understand what they're saying, then I'd be very, 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 very pissed off. I mean, it's a new dialect of Furbolg. Yeah, that's like the easy answer, but it doesn't feel emotionally satisfying to go Furbolgs. Not a very unique character because there's loads of Draenei, but as a part of my like character's journey to this new world of Azeroth, I learned how to speak Furbolg as part of the starting quests. Maybe this should be highlighted in some capacity. And just it almost certainly won't be.
Well, what we do know, right? They can you can check with a console command whether you've done a quest. So they know what quests your characters have done. That means that number one, they could just lampshade that if they want to kind of get themselves covered generically. That's one way they could do it. The other way, I guess, is they could just have a flag there and some slightly different dialogue for Draenei.
Yeah, that's all. That is literally all you need. All I want is almost like a kind of inner look at the character's thoughts of going, frustratingly, despite all the effort you went through to learn Furbolg on your first few days on Azeroth, it appears Azerothian Furbolgs can speak different languages. Shame, or something like that. That's literally all I want. And then I would go, oh, that's cute. I've enjoyed that. They have actually kind of understood the game and respected my time, respected what I've done. But, as to whether they will. Maybe I'll just, if I were in the community council, I'd write a 4,000 word post about this.
Oh man, that's how to do it.
Yeah. Shame I'm not in the council though. Then I didn't also sign up, so.
Well, I mean, that'd fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm also not in beta either, so they can, or in alpha, sorry, so they clearly don't want my feedback. Oh dear.
No, from my understanding, it is super, there are not many places in it right now.
Yeah.
That's it. You learned American Furbolg, not Welsh Furbolg. There you go.
Perfect.
So I've firmly done some exploring here. I'm way off the map. See, this is fun. I could not do this as content in a normal, in a video, right? We just couldn't do this as video content. But here we can actually do it as stream content. So that really makes it Just, yeah, it's satisfying. Now, there is a very interesting thing, Matt. The dragon riding video is totally fucked.
Interesting. Well,
It has
that
got
must have
basically
been-
no views. So I feel
we
like...
have learned something from this then.
Yeah, no, it's 10 out of 10. So that dragon riding video is literally performing worse than some pretty low performing lore videos that weren't about this expansion. So certainly living a new video during a live stream seems like that is not a good idea per Susan. But
Should have tried at the end.
we'll give this video some love at the end. Didn't you just put it up? Yeah, but we get like telemetry instantly. It's tracking at like I think a fifth of the other video. So we'll see. We'll give us some love. Maybe its CTR is low and we need to like
It's
change how
9%.
it's 9% could be better.
Could
See
be
the shit
better.
we have to do? See the shit we have to do, guys?
Yeah,
We just have to
it's
think
fucking-
about all these numbers instead of
Yeah.
just make video.
Yeah, so a little bit of I didn't know you had a dragon riding vid. So yeah, that's a good point. Where that could be some of that being, hey, we're actually like we're streaming, so it's showing the stream instead of the video. We're kind of cannibalizing ourselves. That could be a possibility. But this is the fun thing where the target audience is a lot of choice right now. That's also a good point.
No.
But yeah, there's a lot of things you have to think about, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of that time is money video, and like towards the end of it, where it was you talking about like the people who analyze analytics and stuff. Definitely, some of that is from having to do that and going, this doesn't quite feel right for humanity, does it?
I'm back in Sentinel Hill.
Ah,
I
nice.
think my explorations have came to an end, so time to accept that res sickness, I think. Oh, look! Some more gnolls. Also, look at those gnolls.
Oh, they've got
Remember
Uranus?
that? Remember they, like, just added a bunch of, like, HD gnolls and shit at one point in time?
Yeah.
This definitely feels a bit... I mean, what is this Sentinel Hill guard thinking about what he sees right now? Oh, yeah,
Just
somebody...
a dragon showed up and just killed those stuff.
Yeah, somebody asked what the relative height was of the races. I think we may have answered that one for you. I'll go over to Gyron.
I think they're basically like if Worgen stood up straight.
Never mind. Gyron is big. The answer
Well,
is a head taller than Gyron.
Yeah, well, the answer actually is scaling is different based on NPCs. But yeah.
Big true. So yeah, we're big boys. We are big boys. Oh my god, I'm back in Sentinel Hill. Vibes.
And there's Void Spark asking, do you think the giant octopus from the concept art of Dragon Isles made it into the game? I've been waiting 17 years for that to become reality. That was in the game in BFA, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, thanks
yeah.
to the super, and that's true. That concept art was used for Storm Song.
Yeah, so Dragon Isles will look very different to what they considered Dragon Isles before, because that was probably just... I don't know if they had like old god intentions back then that clearly didn't pan out, but... yeah, no, that was the Storm Song vibes. Was very much like everyone saw the Storm Song and went, oh, it's a Dragon Isles. I remember this concept art. And then everyone's like, this isn't the Dragon Isles. There's no dragons here. What's going on? And then just, we had to wait another 2 expansions for it. But yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably bring things a little bit more to an end.
It is 10
for
o'clock.
today.
Alright.
So it is 10 o'clock. Look, so before you guys go, we are going to be doing gameplay streaming tomorrow. We are going to be doing our regularly scheduled live show tomorrow, but also I'll be hopping in. There's just a few cool things that I'll try to think of some cool topics to do. I want to do some speed testing, A/B testing between Dragonflight and regular flight, stuff like that. So we'll have a bunch of fun tomorrow. I do not know exactly when that stuff is going to happen. But yeah. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to do a bit of a Twitch raid, a YouTube, as Michael put it there, a raid on our own video. Isn't that a crazy concept? Yeah. So unfortunately, YouTube actually does not let you raid your own video. I think as Ludwig found out. But what you can do is just link the video like mad. So here it is. Massive win for WoW. Dragon riding. Yeah, seriously feels awesome. This is the video. Lot of down thumbs. I think it's the sort of thing, the people who have like experienced it and watched stream, you guys are going to get dragon riding, but I feel like a lot of the algorithm people who are just kind of, you know, they run in, they shit and wow in the comments, they dislike, and then they leave. They are still going to be very salty and need some, you know, some selling on things, let's just say.
Indeed.
I think. So before I go, I want to say a thank you to our new members. Where is the list of our new members? Yes, fantastic. Our new members. So we got Keith, we got Kelly, we got Cole, Dakota, Danny, Bongo the Man, Randy Savage, Richard Dobson, Mugskins, Arden, Flame Shrin, and Zondax. Thank you for joining up. We will have more streams for you. For a bit of content to finish off your day, we do have this video right here that is on the channel. So if you guys go, give that a video a big old raid, and maybe I'll get myself banned from my own chat for spamming. Who knows if that happens. But yeah, hey, look, it was a pleasure. I can't wait to hop on and get into some streaming tomorrow. I have a whole bunch of content to make. Hey, Artificious Mark R, thank you for joining as a member. We are just about to head off. You can check out the VOD for this stream. It is just in the unlisted link on the channel page, like the rest of them are. But for the next thing, right, do us a solid. This is like, I had so much fun making this video because we put it live during the stream. We accidentally killed it. So check that video out, give it a watch, and hopefully we will save it from algorithmic destruction because it's the modern world and everything's an algorithm. How silly. But anyway, hey, fun times. We got Dragon Boys. We can do this. We can soar about the place. It's all pretty fucking cool. As far as, I mean, fucking hell, that's so powerful as a racial. Just friggin' teleport halfway across the Westfall in 0 time. Like, absolute madness. Never went to Silver Moon. I shall do Silver Moon tomorrow. What I want to do is I want to drop a list of testing. A list of, like, just tests and sort of cool things to do with the dragon riding system. And I will do that as a big wave of things tomorrow. And, of course, Connell will be a big champion and create some clip content, so if you missed that stuff, we will have clips of just like the highlights of the stream. But okay, that's it for me. Here is the latest video on our channel. Do me a big favor and check that one out. Yeah, check that one out, and that is the crack. Okay. Have a great evening, everybody. You can check out my full deep dive into the dragon riding system. I will be back with video content tomorrow. I'll be back with alpha gameplay content tomorrow. And me and Matt will be back with our regular live stream tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Good luck, Throat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Everyone.
Okay. Yes. How do I do this? Yes. Right. Goodbye. It was a pleasure. It was the start of a pretty exciting journey. We'll be getting weekly alpha updates. So check out that video, and I will see you tomorrow.